they don't have that focus. They actually don't have confidence because of the way society treats them.
Yeah.
We don't want pity. What we want are opportunities
and integration.
Yes.
So on the case of integration and public discrimination, how much conferences or
and
summits
sensitization
and
do you have?
sensitization do we
We've
have?
been talking. The best of the summits and conferences you can do is on radio. When you don't have money to organize anything, it's for you to go to the media and just like you are, giving us the opportunity to talk to a whole generality of people.
Sorry, I wish we could really say more, but then time would not allow us to say more. Time would not allow us to say more. But then 3rd of December, hopefully, if we get a chance to get you again, I know you'll be occupied that day, and that's why we have to do it today.
Okay.
But then if we get the chance, hopefully, yes, we would still want to talk more and know what the plans are. It's been with us in the studio, the chairman, Joint National Association of Persons with Disability, Kie Obomanu, Rivers State Chapter. He is the chairman here. And we also have the vice chairman with us, Mr. Adokie Ibulubo, with us in the studio, and the state secretary, Wonsu Justice Ifeanyi Chukwu. I'm sure I got all the names correctly.
But my name is not Ifeanyi, it's Ifeanyi Chukwu.
Okay, Ifeanyi Chukwu.
Yeah.
I was feeling like I murdered the name, and then Oh, thank you very much, and thank you, Mr. Chairman, for coming. Thank you for your time.
Please, if you have anyone who is physically challenged, don't lock him up. Bring him out. Allow him to integrate. Allow him to mix up. Allow him to go to school.
Okay, thank you very much. And Wealth, thank you very much too.
Thank you too.
My name is Andrew. Stay tuned. The news update comes up next.
This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News update.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News update.
Good afternoon. Here is the news update on Today 95.1 FM. I am Ifeanyi Andrew. And the paramount ruler of Akpo Kingdom in Obiakpo local government area of the state, His Royal Majesty Ezeanele Olu Oriebe, says the recruits for any local vigilante group in his kingdom must be indigents of the area. Eze Olu Oriebe gave the directives when some residents of Rumegini community, especially residents of Akas Avenue, staged a protest over alleged rumors of redeployment of some members of the local vigilante group known as Onelga Special Peace and Advisory Committee, who are recently deployed in the area. Dinyewe Ali Akbo dismissed the rumors that members of OSPAC deployed in the area were being asked to leave, but clarified that some stakeholders were only against new recruitment of personnel, which involved non-indigents, which he said was against the rules of engagement in securing Akbo Kingdom. Ezeolu Oriebe, in an interview with our correspondent Uchendu Ejowo, said it was important to recruit indigents into the local vigilante who already know the terrain in the community. Our correspondent reports that the paramount ruler of Akbar Kingdom further asked the protesters to ensure that any new recruitment must be done by the leadership of Akbar Ospak in collaboration with the community chiefs, traditional rulers, community development committee, and chief security officer of the community for effectiveness and efficiency. And Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has advised members of the State Government Advisory Committee on Nigerian Citizenship to be thorough in recommending to the federal government foreign residents who apply for Nigerian citizenship. The governor, who gave the advice while inaugurating the advisory committee in Port Harcourt, said the committee's role in the state is critical to the development of Nigeria, saying that persons who apply to become citizens of the nation can either damage the delicate image of the country or join hands to build it. The secretary to the state government, Tammy Danagogo, who delivered the message of the governor, charged the committee members to do intensive check on applicants who reside in the state to prevent criminal elements from becoming citizens or taking the nation for granted. According to a statement from the office of the SSG, the governor emphasized that it is a very serious responsibility of the respective agencies involved to carry out their jobs diligently. The statement further requested committee members to produce authentic report on foreigners resident in the state who apply to the Ministry of Interior for special immigration status or Nigerian citizenship, and as well as maintain a data bank of foreigners who have been granted in citizenship or special immigration status that are resident in the state. Members of the committee are Permanent Secretary, Office of the Secretary to the State Government, who is the chairman, official of Nigerian Immigration Service, Department of State Service, Nigerian Police, and National Identity Management Commission. Others are officials of Nigerian Correctional Service, Ministry of Chieftaincy and Community Affairs, and a member of Ministry of Local Government Affairs. And the Nigerian government says it has provided a bond of $200 million to a court in the United Kingdom. The move is part of its efforts to overturn the $9.2 billion judgment debt delivered against it by a British court in favor of an Irish firm, Process and Industrial Development, which the government says is a result of fraud and corruption. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, in a statement, said the development is a positive step for Nigeria to set aside the judgment. Malami, however, said the government does not plan to forfeit the guaranteed sum to the court in the UK. And on the foreign scene, Sudan has repealed a restrictive public order law that controlled how women acted and dressed in public. Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok paid tribute to women who have endured the atrocities that resulted from the implementation of this law. The country's transitional authorities also dissolved the party of former President Omar al-Bashir. Bashir seized power in a 1989 coup and ruled for nearly 10 years before peaceful protest ousted him in April. Sudan is currently led by a joint military and civilian council, as well as a civilian-led cabinet headed by Prime Minister Hamdok. And that's it on the news update for the hour. Thank you very much for your time and good afternoon.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
This is Today 95.1 FM. To copy this tune, press 9.
This is Today 95.1 FM.
For current news and information, press 5.
They are politicians, all of them. They know what they do.
So they know how they attack each other.
And
To stay connected all day, press 1.
The person who raised the name is the one who made the public know about
Good afternoon and welcome to the World News on your premium talk radio station.
We are your premium talk radio station. Today 95.1 FM, the station with a unique dial.
Let's talk football. Let's talk football.
What a devastating strike!
Football is a leisure game.
Sports is actually my job.
Football is boring.
That's not true. It's way more important than that.
What a wonderful goal! Fantastic strike!
As far as I'm concerned, sports is all about passion.
Sports Attack. Weekdays 7:30 a.m. and today's Sports Live 3 p.m. Weekends 1 p.m. to 6 p.m.
For all you need to know in the world of sports, leave the dial on Today 95.1 FM.
You know, there are a few areas that define a man, like sports.
Make some noise!
I think we can live with that.
Hello, my name is Kanu Wanko, aka Papilo. For the latest and trending sports stories, always listen to Today Sports Live on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt.
Alrighty, very good afternoon and welcome to another special edition of Today's Sports Live. And of course, it's reaching you from your premium news talk and sports radio station, Today 95.1 FM, right here in the Garden City of Port Harcourt. My name is Chidubeim Joseph Njoku, the Chief Justice of Sports, and there's a lot to talk about this afternoon. The breaking news, the big one over there in England. Arsenal, yes, just a few months after they let go of their iconic manager, Arsene Wenger. They've yet again have been made to make that decision again to let another manager go. Unai Emery is no longer the manager at Arsenal. And guess who takes over? Should we call him a legendary player now? But a funny dribbler, I call him. Freddie Ljungberg takes over on interim basis. And I don't know what you make of that. You can start sending in your thoughts about decision to sack Unai Emery and of course his possible replacement on our WhatsApp platform. That's the number to reach that platform is 0701 9339 962. Want to know, what do you think about that decision, Arsenal fans? Are you happy about it? Are you sad, or you don't just care what happens to Arsenal these days? But I'm not alone in the building. I've got Emmanuel Chibuzo, the one we love to call the top striker. Good afternoon.
Chidwem, good afternoon. Thank God it's Friday. The weekend is here and rest is near. And for Arsenal fans, there's been a sigh of relief right there at the Emirates Stadium. It's been a long time coming, but of course the big question still is, who does the cap fit to take over the reins right there at the Emirates Stadium?
Well, time will tell, I tell you. But for now, Ljungberg is in charge, and perhaps who says the cap can't fit him? We saw certain disdain to the magic, but time will tell, like I said. And on the show today, there's a lot to talk about. Like I told you, the CAF Confederations Cup will be up later on with Eyimba and Enugu Rangers in action. That will be on Saturday and on Sunday. Both matches will take place. And of course, a little matter of boxing where Andy Ruiz, yes, he's talking tough and saying some things about that big match between himself and Anthony Joshua, the British Nigerian. And of course, some other news from the MPFL, of course, mark the 6 fixtures to come up this weekend on Sunday. We'll be previewing some of those fixtures for you. And the big one in England, Unai Emery getting sacked by Arsenal after a string of poor results. As a matter of fact, he masterminded Arsenal's worst run without a win since 1992. Doesn't get worse than that, really, for an Arsenal fan. And of course, just a little preview of the European League matches to expect for this weekend. So you don't have to go anywhere. The show will make a return after this break. But before that, we just have to let you in on some of the ways you can join us on the program this afternoon. Be a part of it because it's always interactive. The phone lines are buzzing already, but I'm sorry I can't take your calls now. The time will come for that. But you can send a message to our WhatsApp platform 0701 9339 962. Okay, I heard that platform is down. So apologies. You can rather tweet at us at Today FM 951 and do well to copy me at Chidubeim NJ or the top striker at Emmanuel 90001. That's Emmanuel 93001. The show will make a return after this short time out. Don't go anywhere.
My name is Gianni Infantino, FIFA president. For the best of sports, always listen to Today Sports Live on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt.
All right, we'll get the show on the way from boxing quickly and tell you that ahead of his highly anticipated match with British boxer Anthony Joshua on December 7, WBA, IBF and IBO champion Andy Ruiz Jr. has stated that the pressure going into the fight is on Joshua and not on himself. The Mexican, who caused a major upset in the heavyweight division with an unheralded victory over the 30-year-old in June, also added that the fight in Saudi Arabia will be a huge test of his opponent's mental strength.
Pressure, we gotta work the body, we gotta break him down, and especially his mentality, you know. We gotta see where he's at. I think all the pressure's on him right now. I don't feel the pressure's on me because I followed my dreams. I made my dreams come true. And of course, I wanna do more, and I wanna have the legacy of Andy Ruiz Jr., not just for me, but for my kids as well, you know.
All right. He says he doesn't feel any kind of pressure. Well, I wonder what you think about that one. But the Mexican further maintained that losing weight will not affect his chances going into the bout, as his confidence, as his abilities, of course, remain strong, and you will not see a new person. He's still the old Ruiz.
But I seen some videos that he looked a little more slimmer down. I don't know if that's going to be an advantage or a disadvantage. I don't know if he's going to be able to take the punches as well that he did when he weighed a little bit more. And for me, a lot of people are saying that I lost too much weight, that I'm not going to be as strong, that he's just going to move me around everywhere. I'm just losing like 8 more pounds from what I weighed June 1st. So I'm still going to be the same. I'm still going to be strong. I just got to do what we got to do.
All right. You heard from him. He just has to do what he has to do. But Top Striker, one thing that struck me from what he says, I'm sure when he says the pressure is not on him, I think not too many people argue about that. But he says he doesn't feel any pressure at all. You buy into that?
Well, I think it might be, you can see it from two perspectives. Yes, he might just feel whatever happens, I'm regarded as the former heavyweight champion of the world. That Joshua still has the pressure on him.
Yeah.
Because Joshua still has all to lose.
Sure.
We've talked about the fact that should Joshua fail to win this rematch, this might just start to be the beginning of the end of his boxing career. He will be getting fights with maybe the Hugo Furies of this world and the rest of them. Let's not forget, whoever wins this bout, the rematch, there will be a belt already up for grabs. Usyk will be going for that belt.
Yeah.
So I think the chance of it coming all together for unification bout is not even there anymore. That's why Deontay Wilder, after his victory, said the boxing world needs Andy Ruiz Jr. to win this bout so that he can unify the division.
Yeah.
Because he knows that if Joshua wins this bout, Joshua may not grant him that request. So Joshua coming to this game, I think Joshua has actually lost weight as well. And people are already asking questions. You know the questions we asked when Luis Ortiz was to take on Deontay Wilder, that why lose weight?
Yeah.
Joshua has lost weight, trimmed down big time. For Andy Ruiz Jr., he has cut down on his size as well. But
80 pounds. That's quite massive.
But one thing that's certain about this man is that he's a proper boxer. He knows the rudiments of being a boxer. Deontay Wilder is not a proper boxer, a box-to-box boxer, if I can use the word.
Killer puncher.
Yes, so there are just few of them in the division who can box properly.
Yeah.
Deontay Wilder is not one
Anthony
of them.
Joshua is one of them as well.
Joshua is one of them. Andy Ruiz is one of them. Usyk is one of them. They are proper boxers. Some of them are they just have their tactics. Yes.
Yeah.
They say styles make fights. Everybody must not play swashbuckling brand of football. At the end of the day, it's a matter of what do you win, the trophies you win. So I think this man is a proper boxer, whether he loses his weight or not. Joshua himself has actually cut down on his size. Joshua has the pressure on him. Like we say, if Joshua fails to win the rematch, this might just be the beginning of the end. He might be getting fights with Samuel Peter, the Nigerian Nightmare, trying to find his way back. We know the only defeat on this man's CV, Jillian White, was against who? Anthony Joshua way back in 2015. Since then, he's not even had a shot for a heavyweight title. He's been trying to climb the ladder up and up. So if this guy, Joshua, fails to get the rematch against this man, I think it's going to really affect him and hamper his chances. And of course, I will not be surprised or hear that at the end we'll have to dump that ship and look for the next train to latch onto. It's all about win and trophies, getting the belt. So Joshua is under pressure to get his belt back. There are people who are feeling there was a sellout in the first bout between Joshua and Ruiz, the 1st of June. So Joshua will need to prove critics wrong or confirm to a lot of people who feel that Joshua lost because he met a better boxer on the night. He said he made some mistakes, which he has realized.
Yeah.
So coming into this bout against Andy Ruiz Jr., we have to learn if he has really learned from the mistakes he made in the first bout. But of course, I think I buy the line that Joshua is even under pressure to get the belt back.
Okay, let's talk about more details now. The weight loss. Both of them have lost weight, basically. Andy Ruiz says he's lost about 80 pounds. That's quite massive, if you ask me. But of course, a lot of us were thinking he was a bit too weighted when he faced and Anthony Joshua the first time, but the man has lost a lot of weight. Anthony Joshua himself has lost weight, but one thing he's also doing is sparring. He's beginning to do, not just going to the spar to do this normal style gym and all that, but now the man is beginning to learn how to take punches, because that's exactly what made him lose the bout in the first place. What do you make of this decision to lose weight? Does it really affect boxers, or is just a matter of tactics or something? For some it does, for others it doesn't. It's a matter of the approach you're going to use for the bouts and whoever you're coming up against. People felt the amount of punches, not even punches, because he never received so many punches. Talking about Luis Ortiz in the bout against Deontay Wilder, but the one that actually get to him very well, he went down. There's a school of thought that are saying, or that said
that if he hadn't lost weight, that punch wouldn't have taken him down. But come on, you're talking about Deontay Wilder here. That punch would take anyone down. Now for Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz Jr., we saw the first bout, and in fact, the reason why nobody actually gave Andy Ruiz a chance was because of his size.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be Jared Big Baby Miller.
Sure.
Before the drug issue and this man came up, but so many names popped up for who to take over that slot. Even Luis Ortiz was also mentioned, Dylan White. But of course, everybody went. They picked a certain Andy Ruiz, and people felt this guy is this guy too fast. If you fight Joshua, and let's not forget, he took on this bout 6 weeks after he just finished fighting. And he came into this bout. Joshua has been preparing for this bout. Joshua's last fight before that defeat was in September against Povetkin. So Joshua had a whole lot of time to
9
prepare
months or so,
and train for this bout. And come on, against an opponent who just lost or just finished fighting 6 weeks ago, and the guy took you down. In fact, he knocked you down 4 times. And now the question is, what is the guarantee that Joshua will not be knocked down again or somebody will not go down? I think, like he said, maybe he must have gone back, seen that bout over and over again, saw where he made some mistakes, the approach is going to adopt against. Now he has actually brought some sparring partners from the US to add to the people he already has in London. He's already sparring Derek Chisora as well. And Rob McCracken, his trainer, is still there with him. He brought about 2 of them from the US, and he still has Rob McCracken, he has Derek Chisora. These are out sparring with him. Let's not forget, before that first bout with Andy Ruiz Jr., footages came out of a cut of an injury in his face. People felt it was his sparring partner knocked him down, and he was a bit unconscious. We saw the footages, we saw the pictures, we saw videos. He was not looking too healthy. People felt this guy was not in his mind. And the words of Deontay Wilder, he felt Joshua surrendered. He gave up on that bout. So as a world champion, you don't lose a bout in that manner. So the problem with him and Joshua in that bout was that Joshua gave up in that bout. That according to Deontay Wilder. As a world champion, you don't give up in the fight. Joshua gave up in the fight, and yes, let it be that you were knocked out, or you lost the bout due to unanimous decision. But Joshua gave up in that bout. I think there was this carefree attitude. Why there are people who still felt Joshua, maybe there's a battle somewhere, you win this first fight, make it popular small.
Set up,
and that's why if Joshua should win the rematch, that theory will come up big time. People will prepare that. But I think these 2 guys have lost weight. It's a matter of the approach you're going to use, the defense tactics you're going to use, how you're going to attack your opponents. Woe betide Andy Ruiz Jr. If he loses this bout in the first 5 rounds, I think that theory is going to sell around the whole world. But I think these 2 guys have cut down on their weight. Joshua having more sparring partners. He said he's not going to do away with Rob McCracken. This man has been with him from the Olympic days in 2012. So everything is in line for this bout come next week. And of course, it's going to be 10:30 p.m. Nigerian time in Saudi Arabia next Saturday. But let's wait and see. A whole lot of things can happen. And who says that Andy Ruiz Jr. is not going to also work on his own tactics? He must have gone through the rematch, the first bout as well. Work on certain aspect of his game is going to improve on coming up in that rematch against Anthony Joshua.
Definitely. A man that can never leave football for snowball. He joins us on the show this afternoon. Wisdom Obina, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Chidubim. Good afternoon to the top striker. It's always a pleasure to be here again.
All right, I'll take you up on this one very quickly, Wisdom. Anthony Joshua, the whole talks will go on and on because the fight is just about a week from now. Deontay Wilder of Tyson Fury now, he came out to say within the week that if Anthony Joshua loses to Andy Ruiz Jr., he should forget about boxing. He should quit boxing. And Anthony Joshua came out in response to say that he's going to keep fighting until he's 50. Nobody can decide when he stops fighting. Wisdom, sincerely from your heart of hearts, if Anthony Joshua loses for his 2nd time to Andy Ruiz Jr., what would be your advice to him?
Keep fighting. Come on, it's just, it's simple.
It's 30, by the way.
It could happen to anybody. He's 30. He's not even up to the ages of the likes of Derek Chisora himself, who has lost again and again and again, and he's still fighting. Chisora was knocked out the last time by Dylan White. He's still fighting. He still plans. David Hayes is his trainer now. He still plans to get more bouts for him. So
he was never a world champion.
You're a world champion doesn't automatically mean.
What are you talking about?
Derek.
You're not. Your world champion doesn't automatically mean that at some point you stop. Our own Samuel Peters,
Nigerian Nightmare. Please add that part.
Obviously that now he has gone back to the days of dreaming.
He still fights Chidubem and Wisdom.
He's still pushing himself. But I think telling him to stop fighting would be I think it would be too
Too harsh
much.
on him.
I think it's sort of an. He's making a lot out of it. We know Tyson Fury and the way he talks. You can't tell him to stop fighting at the age of 30 because he lost a double header to Andy Ruiz Jr.
But
What about the guys he's beaten in the past?
realistically,
Povetkin is still fighting.
Who is regarded as the greatest boxer in the world?
Currently,
Muhammad Ali.
Or of all time.
Of all time.
Muhammad Ali.
by
How
some,
many times did he
Tyson,
lose?
Mike Tyson by some. Oh, okay. He lost also.
Even the Iron
There's-
Mike
there's
lost 4 times.
But that's what Tyson,
So-
Mike Tyson was saying the other time. You know, he's still saying it again. I think he has had about 3 different interviews only in 2019 that he has reiterated the same thing. All this undefeated thing that you see around these
At the end of the day, it counts for nothing.
it looks like he's not gotten real tests and challenges. The big boys in quote, the even as big as
George Foreman, Joe Frazier.
I'm telling you, even if Vander Holyfield now, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Iron Mike, whose one punch was, measured to a bag of cement, was still brought down by Buster Douglas, who says, you can't be beaten and still continue.
When you talk about the greatest boxers of all time, with all due respect, nobody calls Floyd Mayweather.
No.
Okay.
In the top 3, but he has a 50-0 record. So,
Maybe because he was never in the heavyweight division.
but it's still boxing. I think you go down into the as this for now, the richest boxer, but he made the most money from boxing.
Yeah.
So he's a boxer, yes, but come on. I think the boxers of this era are always scared of that unbeaten. They treasure it so much. Unbeaten, nobody wants to. Meanwhile, the greatest people who tend to be the greatest, they lost not just once, not just twice, but they still had that record as going down into the annals of the sport as the greatest in the sports.
All right, we have to move on the show because there's a lot more to talk about this afternoon. Flight stops in the NPFL, the Nigerian Professional Football League, match 6. Match the 6th rather will take center stage this weekend, and of course matches will take place across 8 centers in the country, and that's because Enugu Rangers and Eyimba will have their matches rescheduled because they have engagements in the CAF Confederations Cup this weekend. Kano Pillars will face an uphill task in Jos when they take on Plateau United. They are seeking their first goal and first 3 points of the season, and of course their manager, Ibrahim Musa, is serving the last of the 3-match ultimatum he was handed by the club management, and he has to win this one because he failed to win Jigawa Golden Stars, lost that one as a matter of fact. Followed that up with was it a draw now against Wiki Tourist, and went on. He's going to play Plateau United now in Jos. How difficult can it get for you as a manager? For Stanley Eguma, Rivers United will be hoping to consolidate on their victory on the road the last time against when they got a victory against Warrior Wolves 1-0. That one ended, and this time around they will be taking on Emmanuel Dust Abia Warriors at the Yakubu Gowon Stadium. That game will take place on Sunday. It's traditional with the MPFL. All games usually are played on Sunday by 4 p.m. And all the matches we expect, Wiki Tourist will take on Heartland FC at the Pantamin Stadium. That one will hold. Plateau United will take on Kano Pillars. Big match. That one should be. Kano Pillars these days look like sleeping giants. Jigawa Golden Stars will take on Ifeanyi Uba. Rivers United, like we told you, will do battle with Abia Warriors. Aqua Starlets, Dakada FC, which to call them, will take on Warri Wolves. So if Adamawa United, they're going to have a date with Katsina United. Nasarawa United will take on Kwara United. Yes, a new name it is, and that's because they've taken the slot of Delta Force. That game was supposed to be between Nasarawa United and Delta Force, but unfortunately, Delta Force have their slot bought over by Kwara United. And of course, anywhere you see Delta Force now, it has to replace the Kwara United. And that game will take place at the Lafia Township Stadium. Sunshine Stars will do battle with Aqua United. Aqua United are another club in deep troubles. They have to get their win, the first win of the season when they take on Sunshine Stars in Akure. For MFMFC and Eyimba, that game, of course, has been postponed because Eyimba will be on the continent, while Lobby Stars as well cannot face Rangers. Benga Ngobote, unfortunately, will miss a date with his former side because that game also, the game, Rangers will be very engaged on the continent. Top striker, ordinarily, you look at the games and you should think that the biggest game should have been Lobby Stars taking on Rangers. Or
it should have been Lobby Stars Rangers. Even the MFM Eyimba is another big game. Let's not forget, MFM have never beaten Eyimba before, even in Lagos. And of course, Kano Pillars Plateau United. I think it was a weekend that would have given us 3-star games.
Yeah.
But of course, the continental assignments of these other two teams have robbed off of those two games. And then Kano Pillars and Kano Pillars and Plateau United. I don't know if I can call it a big game or it's going to be a whitewash, because the Kano Pillars we are seeing this era, they are yet to even score a goal this season. So, and the 3-game ultimatum comes to an end this weekend. But of course, this is the NPFL where Kano Pillars can still lose this game. the man will still not be sacked. But I think ordinarily that should pass for the biggest game of the weekend. You're talking about that game, Plateau United and Canopilas.
Well, for wisdom, look at the games now. Rivers United are taking on Abia Warriors here at the Yakubu Gowon Stadium. It's just a matter of a stone throw for Abia Warriors because traveling, no problem of jet lag, or should we call it bus lag now these days?
Have you traveled from Abba to Rivers State in a while?
No, it's not far. I'm talking distance. I
get your point.
Forget the normal road wahala.
Okay. It's part of the package. It's all encompassing.
They should go and buy a massage bus like the great Nazi
and they stop winning matches.
Correct.
Well then, Rivers United will take on Abia Warriors. Do you see them? That's Rivers United now. Do you see them extending their win record to 3 out of 3?
I think it's possible, but I don't think it's going to be that easy. The Abia Warriors side, they're also coming in from their own win too. They did beat MFMFC the last time, albeit that they lost that away game now to Adamawa United before that one. But I tell you, they are not also in a point or position where you can say they should also be relaxed or they should be smiling. Before that loss against Adamawa United, they had drawn about 2 games. So it's almost that they are the same pedestal or level with Rivers United. So I think they would fancy their chances. We've seen teams go away this season to get points from different places. The Rivers United themselves stole all 3 points from Warri Wolves the last time they visited Delta State. That's last weekend. So I think it's possible for Abia Warriors, but it's also possible for Rivers United. Rivers United I would say they are high on confidence now, albeit that the players are still the same players we know who are finding it difficult to finish properly. That has always been the problem.
Coach has always been complaining.
He scoring is a national problem.
They could create opportunities and score too very little. So I think that might just be the same thing. But we've seen them rise from those ashes of conceding and losing to getting 3 points at home against a big side like Rangers, going over to Warri Wolves to steal 3 points. I mean, we know them as away point masters when it comes to going away. We even call that a nice record. But I tell you, they can get all 3 points against Abia Warriors. If they can build on the confidence they've gathered in the past 2 games, who says they can't get it? You just need to get 2 goals. I'm not a fan of the 1 goal anymore because the 90th minute, we've seen teams this season in 90th minute come back to equalize those results. See if you can get at least 2 or 3 goals, then lock up shop. Possibly.
United we are talking about.
That's what I'm saying, 2 goals. No, they should move up. That's it. If you don't know, I just remember the case of Akim Olajuwon. At some point in basketball, it was finding it difficult to get the basket at a particular range now. I don't actually know the terms now, but the guy
from the 3-point range.
The opponents found out and they always kept him off guard. But the guy had to push himself. 600 shots he was doing every day just to push himself from that level. So Rivers United,
free throw line.
Who says they can't do the same thing? If you know your problem is getting the net, start practicing. Close your eyes and find out and go 90. But that's by the way, I'm not the coach. But I think that's what it is. Rivers United, they have all it takes to get the 3 points from Abia Warriors. It's the early days in the season. They can consolidate on this their newfound energy and success and get all 3 points against the Abia side.
All right, Top Striker. There are 2 clubs that look like they're in very dire situations. So when you consider that they're supposed to be contenders for the title this season, Canopilas, one of them, Aqua United, another one. If these 2 clubs, by any chance, get to lose their games this weekend, for Canopilas, they play Plateau United away from home, and for Aqua United, let's start again now. Aqua United now they face Sunshine Stars away from home as well. 2 trouble sides traveling away from home to play. If both sides fail to get a victory, or even lose all 3 points this weekend, do you think it's about time one of the coaches perhaps to get sacked?
But I think for Ibrahim Musa, it's obvious that there are some powers that be who are behind him.
Feels like the Guma.
Yes, there are some powers that be who are behind him. So that's why I said he.
Remember, he was sacked and brought back.
Yes, but he was confident that he was going to come back because there's some people who are solidly behind him. Idris Malikawa is one of the strong voices behind the scene right there for them. So I think I will not be surprised if this thing happens and he doesn't get the sack. For the coach of John Obu and his deputy, I don't know what they have been doing. the manager said something. He said Obu made a comment this afternoon. He said, sincerely speaking, we are not comfortable with our position on the log. 4 draws from 5 games is not encouraging. What we are passing through at the moment is just a phase, and I believe it's time for us to turn things around. Going to Akure to turn things around. They have a coach in Kabir Dogo who He's a man who knows the league in and out. Formerly with Nasarawa United. Yes, they might not have the biggest of names. Talking about Sunshine Stars. Aqua United have the names. With all due respect, it is what I want to say. I've never fancied Aqua United as favorite for the league. With all the big players they bring in. After all, Leicester City, Everton and West Ham buying players every other season. We spend huge money to bring in players. At one point, Zazie, that was seasons ago, Zazie was ready to bet anything he had that Aqua United were going to be his favorite. I said I don't see them to be that. I keep asking, Aqua United, are they a big team in the MPFL? They're just one of those teams who have the cash to throw around to bring in the players. This might not go down with a whole lot of people. Yes, Mfonodo is the biggest name they have in the team at the moment. Yeah. But in Mfonodo, how good is he recently? He's the one player who can take on opponents, defenders one-on-one.
He was the top scorer, joint top scorer last season.
Yes, joint with 10 goals at that part. Because it was an abridged league. He's a player who, yes, injury has not really helped his own cause as well too. But they have players. In the Young confuses today whether he's a defender or he's a midfielder or he's a striker. Excellent player he is in the team. John Obu, how good is he? See, you say you're as good as your last game. We should not be doing this thing with names. The man get name. After all, John Obu and what's the other the manager's name? Both of them, Jukudi can manage. Sunshine Stars at some point 2017 were having some rough patches. Guavon was employed. Guavon, after 2-3 games, he ran away from the team. John Obu, what's his name? Jukudi came on board. He steadied the ship. If the league were to end when Jukudi took over the league, Sunshine Stars would have won the league. He was winning games away from home and even at home. Decent team, decent manager he is, but you put both of them on the same team. Yes, why are things not going down their way? So I think a whole lot of questions have been asked. So for for John Obu and Ibrahim Idris, I will not be shocked after this weekend that John Obu might even get a suspension. You know there's a way we suspend you without pay, or they cut your. They can. This is the only league where you
suspended if further notice.
No, not even that. They slash their salary into half. It's not the first time we've seen it.
With your salary.
Yes, they slash your salary into half. But for that man, was the Ibrahim Idris. They have some powers behind him, except they now have they lose confidence in him and just feel we should just let this man go. But if one of them should get a sack, if results don't go their way, I will not be surprised. But of course, going to Akure should be one of those games where Akure should be able to get a point or get a maximum victory. But of course, you don't know the Sunshine Stars are going to meet. Kabir Dogo and his boys, will they be up for the task? Akwa United, I think right now they're feeling the pressure, even the players themselves. But I think they should be able to go to Akure and get a decent result. Surprisingly, 5 games this season, they are yet to win any game. Yeah. But I don't know how much what as they want. For Kano players yet to even score a goal this season. Come on, I think the club side, by our league standards, the 2 club sides have even tried. They've not sacked on the managers.
Abi Ali is back.
Pele. And the fans are also back.
Okay. Let's quickly, before we run away from the MPFL, let's just preview the games and see possible outcomes from each of them. Start with you, Wisdom. Wiki Tourist taking on Heartland FC. Quickly.
Wiki Tourist, they've not been too bad this season. A home win for them.
A home win for Wiki Tourist against my Heartland. Yeah.
I hope your heart is not on the land.
I was like Plateau United. You've talked about it a lot.
Straight win. You know, for Plateau United. Straight win.
With Rabi Ali back.
Straight win for Plateau United.
Okay, Jigawa Golden Stars, Wisdom takes on Ifeanyi Ubah. Jigawa Golden Stars are at home, by the way.
Drowning in relegation waters. A draw or FC Ifeanyi wins.
Yeah, it looks quite likely. Top striker Rivers United against Abia Warriors here in Port Harcourt.
They might come for my head. Abia Warriors win. Win or draw.
Wow, they will surely come for your head. Taking on Warri Wolves, Wisdom.
Aqua Starlets against Warri Wolves. A draw.
Well, okay. Top striker Adamawa United will do battle with Katsina United.
I think draw.
A draw as well. What about Wisdom now? Nasarawa United taking on the new boys. What do we even expect from them? Kwara United.
I think they want to prove a point, and we know how we recruit here in the MPFL. We don't hear anything, and we just see players from nowhere. I want to give Kwara United a win against Nasarawa United.
Wow, that's quite massive. Top striker Sunshine Stars, Aqua United.
I'm fancying Aqua United to get a point or maximum points from this game.
Well, they have to, because the manager's job looks like it's on the line. The other games, of course, have been rescheduled. MFM taking on Eyimba, and Lobby Stars taking on Rangers International. Let's go over to the continent and talk the CAF Confederations Cup. And yes, ahead of their trip to Moroccan side, Hassania Agadir for their first group stage encounter in the CAF Confederations Cup. Aimba forward, Victor Mbama, he says the club's recent victory in their last outing away from home in the competition against TS Galaxy, it gives them the confidence needed going into this game.
Really, it really helped us a lot because it has given us a very strong mindset, knowing that that we can win at away. So it has really helped us and given us strong morale. So for this reason, we have a lot of belief that we'll get something from there. But I'm sure we are not going to lose the game.
All right. Well, he says he's quite confident they are not going to lose that game. That game, by the way, is scheduled for Sunday, and it will take place by 8 p.m. Under the floodlights, definitely. That one rarely happens here in Nigeria. But elsewhere, Nigeria's other representative in CAF second-tier competition, Rangers International Football Club of Enugu, will be with new technical assistant. Yes, I called him that because that's what the club says he is, Salisu Yusuf, when they take on Egyptian Moneybags Pyramids in a crucial group stage opener. Sunday's game at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium will be the first for Salisu, who came into the club following the sack of former coach Benedict Ugu after a string of poor performances by the Flying Antelopes in the Nigerian Professional Football League. I saw them lose 3 games on the bounce, including 2 at the much-adored Cathedral. And of course, the fixtures to expect this weekend in that competition, Enugu Rangers will take on Pyramids of Egypt, that is Motema Pembe will do battle with Zanaco, while Al-Nasri will take on Joliba. RSB Bekane now will take on Asai, while Bidvest West will do battle with Oroya. For Samperio, it's going to be a date with Paradu AC, while Muadibu of Mauritania now will take on Al-Mashi of Egypt. For Hassana Agadir, like we told you earlier, they will do battle with Eyimba, People's Elephant. Wisdom, quickly. Of course, Eyimba taking on away from home now. Hassania Agadir, in quotes, the feared North African side. Should, by any means, any Eyimba fan out there, or even you right here, be scared that Eyimba will fall in Morocco?
Well, away games not the easiest when it comes to the African continent. Talk more of Nigerian teams who faltered away. This year it's been a terrible run for our teams on the continent, especially the home-based team now, not really our Super Eagles, but the home-based, be it the home-based Super Eagles, club sides. As much as we celebrate the performance of Eyimba, but I mean it's poor, crashing out of the Champions League. Yeah. In my mind now, I just equated the Champions League with the that's African Champions League with the UEFA European Champions League, and you look at the fact that teams like Red Star Belgrade crashed to the Europa League. Sevilla at times they crash to the Europa League, and you ask yourself, what level can you see Nigerian teams are actually when it comes to our continental performances? Netherlands, they do get to the European Cup finals at times, but we know the performances of Ajax outside last year and maybe the year before that. Ajax at times they do also move over to Europa League, same with PSV and Eindhoven. So, but I think for Eyimba, it's a huge task on their hands, albeit that they might be going for a clean draw or something, but I think they can get a good result out there. They are not a big side now by all standards. You can't call Eyimba and you call them in the same sentence. It would be a huge disrespect to what Eyimba they've been able to do on the continent. Not just the titles won, the positions they finished, semi-final finishes, times, and all that. So I think it's possible they can get something out of this one.
Okay, Wisdom is quite confident. Before you top striker, Enugu Rangers, they are with a new manager now, Salisu. You see, very experienced manager, you have to say, both at national level and at club level. But taking on a new Rangers side, do you expect anything untoward in that game on Sunday?
Well, truly, they said you're as good as your last game. When was the last time Salisu Yusuf was in charge of any team? That was the Chan team.
A year ago.
That was over a year ago.
Yeah.
So, with that rustiness in him, yes, it's gonna. He must have trained with the players. He must have seen some new things, and of course, that's why the new manager comes. He comes in, he tries to favor some players. Some players show him what he thinks he likes in them. So some of the regulars in the team before in the other manager's side may not even break into the team because he knows that his future is at stake at the moment. He has to get things right. So I may not be expecting anything extraordinary from them. Going away from home to play a team from Mauritania. Pyramids of Egypt.
They play at home against Pyramids.
Exactly. So I think Enugu Rangers should be able to seal this one
against
off.
Pyramids?
Yes, at home. Eyimba playing by 8 p.m.
The same Enugu Rangers that have struggled against.
No two games are the same, and I think you know that this is the continent. This is continental football.
Yeah.
And for Eyimba, I'm scared for them. It's 8 p.m. You know what it means up north. It's 8 p.m. The crowd, but Eyimba, we saw how they went out against Al Hilal.
Yeah.
I think the mistake was made here in Nigeria. So if they can pick up from there, we saw the last game when they went to TS Galaxy. I don't know if they go with the mentality that we still have 5 more games to play, even if we lose this one. That may start the downfall for them. But Enugu Rangers up against Pyramids.
Yep.
The Egyptians team, we know how organized they are. Are we that organized? The setup with Enugu Rangers, we don't start hearing things tomorrow like they've not paid us our allowances in the last qualifiers we played. Because these are some things that always come in to affect the synergy in the team.
Yeah.
But I think I'm not expecting too much from Enugu Rangers. That's the truth from me.
All right. And at this point, we want to bring you in on the program this afternoon. Call in and share your thoughts on what we've discussed so far. We started the show by talking about Andy Ruiz Jr. and Anthony Joshua. That rematch, keenly anticipated, will take place on the 7th of next month, just about a week from now. And of course, we talked about the MPFL matches to expect in March Day 6, as well as the CAF Confederations Cup, where Enugu Rangers will be up against the Pyramids of Egypt. And of course, Eyimba of Aba will do battle with Asana Agadir. Let's hear from you this afternoon. 0817-0000951 or 0810-9510951. You can equally send us a message on Twitter at TodayFM951. You can copy at Emmanuel 9001 or at Chidubem NJ. As Wisdom is also here at Wisdom_OB. Good afternoon. Welcome to today's Sports Live. Your name and location?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
No photocopy.
You are talking with no photocopy. All right.
No photocopy. Go on.
Concerning Kwa United, I said I will ask you the other day. I forgot. I've been want to ask you. This young I know him on the under 17, under 20.
Yeah.
But I never know him in Africa, Nigerian League. Which club did he coach before Kwa United?
He coached Kwara United last season.
And left them where?
They sacked him actually.
Okay.
What are you trying to say? No.
Okay. My thought now is that I respected him in the international level. That is under 20 and under
the national 17. Level. Yeah.
I think let him develop his coaching skill in that aspect, which he is good at. And forget about the Nigerian Football League, because 5 games without a point. I'm not seeing him taking Akwa United to any level. But I pray things should change.
All right. He says he prays things to change. Hopefully things change where you go to play Sunshine Stars. Calling number is 0817-000951. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to today's Sports Live. We lost that one there. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to today's Sports Live.
Yes, this is Kuriye Aswevi.
All right, Kuriye.
From Port Harcourt. Yes.
Good to have you on the show. Your take.
Yeah, though you've not gotten to that stage, but at the beginning of the show, you gave me a very sharing information, the one that to me is the best so far in the year. How Arsenal has sacked her coach.
All right, just hold your thoughts. We'll get to that in a moment. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Welcome to today's Sports Live. Your name and location?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Can we meet you?
Please, I want to know the score, the position of Rivers United.
Can we know your name and location, please?
I'm calling from Rumorumene.
I think you are around 9th on the table or so.
We'll get confirmations about that and get back to you. One more call before we move over to the EPL. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to today's Sports Live.
Hello, good afternoon, Emeka.
Yeah, good afternoon. It's Chidubem, it's not Emeka.
All right. Okay. This is Richard. I'm calling from the line.
All right, Richard, have your say.
Let me start from Joshua rematch. I think the guy, Andy Jr. now, is very, very right, because I listened to that interview in Grant. He said that he's not under pressure.
Yeah.
He has achieved his dream. As even if he loses to Joshua now, he has already achieved his dream. I think to me, Joshua is under pressure. So I want Joshua to work harder and harder so that he can get this belt, he can retrieve this belt back. So I don't want him to lose.
We lost that one, unfortunately. And all right, let's serve you that breaking news. You've heard it, I'm sure, already, or maybe you have not heard it. You just fell from whichever planet you were in. And welcome to Earth. Unai Emery has been sacked as Arsenal manager after 18 months in charge. How does that taste in your mouth? Bitter, sweet? Just, you don't know. You get to tell us later on the show. The Spaniard, who previously led Paris Saint-Germain to the French league title and won 3 European leagues with Sevilla, was appointed Gunners boss in May 2018, succeeding Arsene Wenger. He has been replaced on a temporary basis by assistant and former Arsenal midfielder Freddie Ljungberg. And of course, Arsenal said the decision had been, and I quote them now, he says, taken due to results and performances not being at the level required. Top striker. I'm sure this has been lingering for a while and whatnot. With every game, it looked like Unai Emery's job was on the wire. Finally, that decision has been made. Is it one decision that Arsenal has made correctly?
Yes, I think, boys, it's coming a bit too late. But I think I said it 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago that Arsenal already typed the letter. There was no date yet to be typed on it. Just, I think they were trying to buy more time. Raul Sanelli, rumors had it that he was the one trying to convince the board that this man can still turn things around right at the Emirates Stadium. 13 games already in the EPL, 19 goals conceded already. You spent over £130 million to bring in players. Now, the reason why I stopped making excuses for him was that he was in charge of this team last season. It's not the first time on the job. And right now, people felt there were progress, there were improvements. You brought in your kind of players you wanted, and you're giving instances. I think with every game, it was as if Arsenal were plummeting. They were going down the drain with every game. I think Arsenal would have tolerated so many other things, but for the fact that the fans stopped coming to the stadium was what they couldn't have tolerated. Arsenal, they are just there to make money, and the fans are not coming to pay anymore, so it just had to let him go. Like you said earlier, 8 games on the bounce, 7 games. Arsenal have not won in all competitions. Their worst start since 1992. What else do you want? I think there's a school of thought that said Tottenham outsmarted Arsenal by sacking the manager ahead of time to get a certain Mourinho. But the question is now, who are the managers out there? So many rumors at the moment linking Eddie Howe of Bournemouth, Mikel Arteta, assistant manager, Nuno Espirito Santo of Wolverhampton, Carlo Ancelotti, and of course, not forgetting Massimiliano Allegri. Now, of all these managers we just mentioned, just 2 of them have the tag of big managers, Allegri and Ancelotti. Arsenal, for sake of course, we don't want to go for Arteta. We don't want to go for Eddie Howe. We're going to go for Nuno. I think some of these managers are just decent coaching mid-table teams or below average teams. Arsenal at the moment, if you go for Arteta, you said we should just let a certain this man there talking about Unai Emery. Now, Freddie Ljungberg is in charge at the moment. What can he do? We see Bayern Munich who felt like they needed the manager immediately. But the temporary manager talking about Flick has been doing the job. Probably they are contemplating their choices at the moment. So Arsenal have a game against Norwich City this weekend at Carrow Road. Arsenal have 18 points. The 51 games he has played, the amount of points he has garnered, exactly the same amount of points as Wenger garnered in his last 51 games in charge. Nothing has really changed. But just that Arsenal are now playing with that identity. Under Arsene Wenger, Arsenal will possess the ball. Arsenal had identity. They are going to play in a particular way. But under Unai Emery, they have not. Unai Emery had made 35 players in the EPL in 13 match days, the most by any team in the top flight. Unai Emery has used 3 at the back 16 times. He has used 4 at the back 17 times, causing confusion in the dressing room. And of course, a whole lot of things have gone down for Unai Emery at the Emirates, and it's just high time that this man was showing the exit door. I think things have gone bad for him, and he lost the dressing room. There was no identity to Arsenal anymore, and it was only a matter of time. Arsenal were scared at one point, but right now it's a matter of, I think this man has been given the sack. 53 at the moment. 35 players he has used in the EPL, which is the most by any manager in the Premier League this season. So I think against Watford, Arsenal had shot on target against them 35 times. The most any team has conceded. Come on. I think a whole lot of things has gone south for Arsenal. And I think it was high time when Emery was showing the exit door.
All right, Wisdom, I'm sure by the weekend we'll have enough time to talk about this one. That's tomorrow. But quickly, possible replacements for Unai Emery. Of course, we know Ljungberg, Freddie it's there on an interim basis. But let's just quickly talk about the possible replacement for Unai Emery.
He has a chance. First, Nimba, before I call the other names, he has a chance. He spent 8 years in Arsenal, and he spent the years he spent in Arsenal was around the same time when they tasted success and when they plunged into that trophyless run, 1998 to 2007. And he has also had some managerial experience, albeit as an assistant coach with Wolfsburg and in Arsenal. So I think he's one of the options. Mikel Arteta is one of the options. Reasons being that he has had some stint with Pep Guardiola, who some feel is a very, very good coach. But if I want to advise Arsenal, quickly because of our time, I think they should think about coaches who have tasted the success at the biggest of stages. I would have suggested a Mourinho. Forget killing the philosophy and all that.
It's not there now. So the ones currently
Maximiliano Allegri for me is one of the good options I feel you can bring into Arsenal. If you bring in a Pochettino, he would also keep you at that level.
The fans won't accept him.
He will keep you at that level, just around that region.
Pochettino can do nothing.
Around that region. So I think Allegri would be one person for me. If I'm to pick only one person, Nuno Espirito Santo would just be an experiment.
All right, there's a name in my head. Maybe by the weekend I'm sure Top Striker will do justice to that. Luis Enrique, the coach of Spain.
Yeah, he's another manager that.
He could be wood by Arsenal, we'll say. Then let's
that won't work. After he has sent his assistant Roberto Moreno out.
He can still work out.
He can be wood to Arsenal.
There are cases where a national team coach handles the club side.
Now me French open, don't worry.
But this is not open. We will open up. It can work out.
All right, the matches to expect in the APL this tomorrow. We'll see Newcastle take on Manchester City. Burnley will do battle with Crystal Palace, while Chelsea will take on West Ham United. For Liverpool, it will be a date with Brighton and Hove Albion, while Tottenham Hotspur will take on AFC Bournemouth. Southampton will do battle with Watford, and on Sunday it will be Norwich City taking on Arsenal under Lundberg. And of course, Wolverhampton Wanderers will do battle with Sheffield United, while Leicester City will take on Everton. Marco Silva could just get sacked after that game. And Manchester United will do battle with Aston Villa. In the Spanish La Liga we go. And we can tell you that Celta Vigo will take on Real Valladolid. That game will take place today by 9 p.m. And tomorrow, Deportivo Alaves will take on Real Madrid. Real Sociedad will take on Eibar, while Mallorca will do battle with Real Betis. For Valencia, they have a date with Chukwueze's Villarreal at the Mestalla. And on Sunday, it's going to be Sevilla taking on Leganes, while Atletico Bilbao will take on Granada. RCD Espanyol will do battle with Osasuna, and Getafe will take on Levante. And the big one in the La Liga for this weekend, we'll see Atletico Madrid taking on table leaders, that's Barcelona. And of course, in the Serie A, quickly, Brescia tomorrow will take on Atalanta. Genoa will do battle with Torino, while Fiorentina will take on Lecce. And on Sunday, Juve, that's the old ladies now, Juventus will take on Sassuolo, while Inter Milan will do battle with Parma will take on AC Milan, while Lazio will take on Udinese. Napoli will have it full when they welcome Bologna, while Chievo Verona will take on AS Roma. For Cagliari, they have a date with Sampdoria. That game is for Monday. And quickly in the Bundesliga, before we go to the phone lines, we can tell you that Schalke 04 tonight will take on FC Union Berlin, while tomorrow FC Cologne will do battle with Augsburg. Hertha BSC will take on Borussia Dortmund, and SC Paderborn, strugglers this season, will take on RB Leipzig, and Hoffenheim will do battle with Fortuna Düsseldorf, while Bayern Munich could go top of the table. Depends on what happens elsewhere when they take on Bayern Leverkusen. On Saturday, Borussia Mönchengladbach will take on Freiburg, while Wolfsburg will take on Bremen. And on Monday, Mainz 05 will do battle with Eintracht Frankfurt. In the French Liga, some games you just want to know about. Lille will take on Sporting Lyon. That one is for tomorrow. Marseille will take on Brest this night by 8:45. For Paris Saint-Germain, they do battle with Monaco. That game is for Sunday by 9 p.m. And we'll go back to the phone lines. Let's hear from you. Unai Emery has been sacked. I'm sure that's the biggest news anywhere in the world this afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to today's Sports Live. Your name and location.
Good afternoon to you all there.
Good afternoon, Stella West.
I don't be Stella West. Top striker.
Stella West.
Don't stick your neck on tomorrow's match between on Sunday's match between
Rivers United.
Don't stick your neck because it's gonna be a whitewash.
I'm not putting I said they will come for my neck.
But don't put your neck. Don't even put your neck at all because it's not concerning at all. It's just 2-0.
All right.
You see Mexican boxers. They are very dangerous. You know. So when you see that Andres Jr. Losing weight, He can't have a tactics that he wants to use to fight Joshua.
All right.
I'm afraid Joshua cannot beat him. Maybe it might be draw.
All right. Let's leave it just to Blanche around. Oh, we need to take other calls. Good afternoon. Welcome to today's Sports Live. Your name and location.
Hello?
Yes, go on quickly. Your name.
This is Mr. Frank calling from Gumofi.
All right, Mr. Frank, you have 45 seconds.
I think the most wonderful news I've ever heard is the sack of Emirates. I'm telling you the fact.
I hear you.
This man has made me stop watching football.
Okay.
I'm a diehard Arsenal fan.
I feel your pain, brother.
For the past 4, 5, 7 matches now, I can't watch it because you can't go to a viewing center or a bar to enjoy yourself. You end up going home heartbroken.
Hey, yeah. Your 45 minutes is up. Good afternoon. Welcome to today's Sports Live. We lost that one. 45 seconds. I said yes. You can call in 0817 000951 or 0810 9510 951. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to today's Sports Live.
Yeah, this is Kuriya Aswevi from Port Harcourt.
All right, Kuriya.
Yes, the sack of Unai Emery is the most cheering news so far. And anybody can serve better in Arsenal. If
including
possible,
me.
They should come to Nigeria and then they should look for me. I will even serve better. With such caliber of players, I can nothing less should be expected from me. I'll serve better. Thank you so much.
Okay, you can ask John Obu what he's suffering over there in Aqua United. Let's see if we can entertain one more call before we disappear. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to today's Sports Live.
Good afternoon, please.
Yes, your name and location.
Yes, location, Port Harcourt. My name is Belgan.
All right, Belgan, can we hear from
I
you?
want to talk about Anthony Joshua.
All right, quickly.
You know what Anthony Joshua have for this rematch? My brother, I'm feeling about it is too much. If he loses this particular one, I think that will ruin his career as a boxer. So he should gear up, make sure he wins this bout. If not so, it will still do for him. Thank you. My name is Belgam.
All right, thank you, Belgam. Okay, and that's the much we can be taking this afternoon on today's Sports Live. The show was brought to you, of course, by myself, Chidubem Joseph and Joko, the Chief Justice of Sports, and I did it alongside two fine gentlemen, the top striker, the one you love to call Emmanuel Chibuzo, as well as Wisdom Obina. The show will make a return tomorrow for the long edition of today's Sports Live. It starts from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. I'm sure we'll have all the time to talk about the sack of Unai Emery and, of course, the possible replacement. That's after, if and only if Freddie Ljungberg doesn't get a permanent contract at Arsenal. And, of course, until then, it's me saying have a good day and, of course, keep it locked on this dial today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News update.
Good afternoon. Here is the news update on Today 95.1 FM. I am Ifeemi Andrew. Good afternoon. Here is the news update on Today 95.1 FM. I am Ifeemi Andrew. Apologies for the delay. The paramount ruler of Akwa Kingdom in Obiakwa local government area of River State, His Royal Majesty Ezeanele Olu Oriebe, says the recruits for any local vigilante group in his kingdom must be indigents of the area. Eze Olu Oriebe gave the directives when some residents of Rumekini community, especially residents of Akas Avenue, staged the protest over alleged rumors of redeployment of some members of the local vigilante group known as Anelga Special Peace and Advisory Committee who are recently deployed in the area. The Nyewe Ali Akpo dismissed the rumors that members of OSPAC deployed in the area were being asked to leave, but clarified that some stakeholders were only against new recruitment of personnel which involved non-indigents, which he said was against the rules of engagement in securing Akpo Kingdom. Eze Olu Oriebe, in an interview with our correspondent Uchendu Jawo, said it was important to recruit indigents into the local vigilante who already know the terrain in the community. Our correspondent reports that the paramount ruler of Akwa Kingdom further asked the protesters to ensure that any recruitment must be done by the leadership of Akwa OSPAC in collaboration with the community chiefs, traditional rulers, Community Development Committee and Chief Security Officer of the community for effectiveness and efficiency. And River State Governor Yeson Wike has advised members of the State Government Advisory Committee on Nigerian Citizenship to be thorough in recommending to the federal government foreign residents who apply for Nigerian citizenship. The governor who gave the advice while inaugurating the advisory committee in Port Harcourt said the committee's role in the state is critical to the development of Nigeria, saying that persons who apply to become citizens of the nation can either damage the delicate image of the country or join hands to build it. The secretary to the state government, Tammy Danagogo, who delivered the message of the governor, charged the committee members to do intensive check on applicants who reside in the state to prevent criminal elements from becoming citizens or taking the nation for granted. According to a statement from the office of the SSG, the governor emphasized that it is a very serious responsibility of the respective agencies involved to carry out their jobs diligently. The statement further requested committee members to produce authentic report on foreigners resident in the state who applied to the Ministry of Interior for special immigration status or Nigerian citizenship, and as well as maintain a data bank of foreigners who have been granted citizenship or special immigration status that are resident in the state. Members of the committee are Permanent Secretary, Office of the Secretary to the State Government, who is the Chairman, Official of Nigerian Immigration Service, Department of State Service, Nigerian Police and National Identity Management Commission. Others are Official of Nigerian Correctional Service, Ministry of Chieftaincy and Community Affairs, and a member of Ministry of Local Government Affairs. The Nigerian government says it has provided a bond of $200 million to a court in the United Kingdom. The move is part of its efforts to overturn the $9.2 billion judgment debt delivered against it by a British court in favor of an Irish firm, Process and Industrial Development, which the government says is a result of fraud and corruption. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami in a statement said the development is a positive step for Nigeria to set aside the judgment. Malami, however, said the government does not plan to forfeit the guaranteed sum to the court in the UK. And on the foreign scene, Sudan has repealed a restrictive public order law that controlled how women acted and dressed in public. Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok paid tribute to women who have endured the atrocities that resulted from the implementation of this law. The country's transitional authorities also dissolved the party of former President Omar al-Bashir. Bashir seized power in a 1989 coup and ruled for nearly 10 years before peaceful protest ousted him in April. Sudan is currently led by a joint military and civilian council, as well as a civilian-led cabinet headed by Prime Minister Hamdok. And that's it on the news update. Thank you for your time and good evening.
This is Today 95.1 FM. To copy this tune, press 9.
This is Today 95.1 FM.
For current news and information, press 5.
They are politicians, all of them. They know what they do.
So they know how they attack each other.
To stay connected all day, press 1.
The person who raised the name is the one who made the public know about.
Good afternoon and welcome to the World News on your Premium Talk Radio station.
We are your Premium Talk Radio station. Today 95.1 FM. The station with a unique dial.
Let me tell you a story.
of a girl who knew her way around the kitchen. She cooked a mean meal, surpassing anyone's by miles, till she met a boy who knew his way around the kitchen, and he dished the best meals ever. But here's the best part of the story. They had been listening to Buchi on Cooking It. So pull up a chair, take a taste, and come join us every Friday from 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Today 95.1 FM. Cooking It is a program where we get to learn new cuisines, cooking skills, new dishes, and of course, it's highly educative, entertaining, and it comes with food for thoughts. It's gonna be fun. Laughter is brightest in a place where food is. And that's because life is endlessly delicious.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
All stands, greet.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. You're welcome to Jagbajantis High School. My name is Sound Sultan, your new mathematics teacher. By the way, do you understand Pidgin English? Yes, sir. Okay, now what we go use henceforth? Okay, carry your paper. Them for my class. People of this world, them plenty. The sins of this people, many, so many. Many times plenty, multiplier. Many times plenty, multiplier. Multiply am the answer you get now waiting, they make poor man they cry. The answer you get now waiting, they make rich man they mess and leaders they lie. The answer you get now waiting, they make young boys and girls join party gang. Answer you get now waiting, they make innocent man rot inside the jail. Get it, and then agree to grant and bail. Get it, oh. Everybody, oh yeah, join Jamba-Jantis, make we solve mathematics. We did our continent, so Oyinbo say about mass we go use take solve mathematics. So follow Jamba-Jantis. So ya carry Bairo, be for brotherhood.
Love your neighbor as yourself,
oh for objectivity.
Be objective, gentlemen, ladies.
D for democracy.
No matter how bad it is, in every military.
Now M for modification.
Of our behavior, let's stand to the same behalf.
A, accountability.
If you've been a chop money, I beg you take them easy.
S for solidarity.
Not every time divided, oh my shell.
We enter new millennium. Nigerians like 120 million. One population of 6 billion.
6 billion.
Divide that one by 120 million all together. Oh yeah.
All together.
The answer you get now waiting, they make people they jar. Come on for Niger. Answer you get now waiting, they make people want travel. By hook or by crook. The answer you get now waiting, they make people they sleep for embassy, for visa. Answer you get now waiting, they make people they sell the property for ticket. Get it. Then they travel, see. Get it. Oh, hey. Everybody, oh yeah,
join Jamba-Jantis, make we solve mathematics.
We did our continent, so Oyinbo say na partners we go use take
solve mathematics. So follow Jamba-Jantis.
So ya carry Bairo, be for brotherhood.
Love your neighbor as yourself,
oh for objectivity.
Be objective, gentlemen, ladies.
Be for democracy.
No matter how bad it is, in a military.
M for modification.
Of our behavior, let's stand to the same behalf.
A, accountability. accountability.
If you been a chop money, I beg you take am easy.
S for solidarity, united we stand and divided.
Oh my shell.
You just the HSCity.
Shut it down.
And there's the VG City.
Shut it down.
Right go level for HSCity.
HSCity.
Richmond corner be VG City.
VG City.
You try at AJ and VG City all together. Oh yeah,
all together.
The answer you get now waiting they make Richmond oppress and then suppress. The answer you get now waiting they make poor man depress. But then aggress. The answer you get now waiting they make poor man they try to keep up with the Joneses. The answer you get now waiting they make poor man begin. They try to prove a limit. Get it. Now get money then they finish. Get it. Oh, yeah. Everybody, oh yeah, oh,
join Jama Jantis. Solve mathematics.
With the Dabaru our continent. So,
boy, both say the bun must.
We go use takes
of mathematics. So follow Jama Jantis.
So ya carry by
situation in this nation, disposition, our condition, unexplainable pain in our hearts, not to mention brothers killing brothers, full of patience, salvation, resolutions are made, but always made with lack of vision. Imperfection is the order as we keep seeking solutions. Only God can solve this mathematical equation.
Thanks for your contribution. Now, any more questions?
It all begins with breaking news.
Now, make no mistake, this is a difficult mission, and it will remain difficult for some time.
Then it keeps trending. Events, issues, personalities, all struggling to gain attention. But in the race for deadlines, the intrigues, power play, undercurrents are often missed or underreported.
Insecurity here is basically a product of poverty.
But not anymore. As the platform on radio steps in to fill the missing links on events, issues, and personalities in the news.
I'm not afraid of anybody.
Yeah! The platform on radio serves only the hottest topics and trending issues. Only on Today 95.1 FM. 95.1 FM. Port Harcourt. Every weekday at 4 p.m. Get on the platform on radio and be served.
We sent to WAEC, NECO, and JAM the full list. You will see the full list of those schools that we are to do business with. Then the governor also directed through the SSG that the ministry should go into action and shut down the schools that were declined approval. That is basically why we are here today, to give to our zonal directors, which reads school closed down by Government of Rivers State. What we expect you to do, the zonal directors, is to go with this. 2,511 schools were visited. 1,415 were accredited. Then the one that we are giving interim approval, 659, while 437 were denied approval.
So that was the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education speaking on the shutting down of over 400 private schools in Rivers State. And one of the applicants in the neighborhood watch seeking on the delay in the commencement of the scheme. You also heard that there, all in one take. Well, it's 18 minutes now past the hour of 4. And you are welcome to another edition of the platform on radio here on your premium talk radio station, Today 95.1 FM. My name is Ifeemi Andrew, and I will be giving you insight into some of the news reports making the rounds. Let's see what we have on the menu today, shall we? The Rivers State government shuts down over 400 private schools. Traditional institution directs recruitment of only indigents into vigilante groups in Akbo Kingdom. Sounds like we have our plate full for this evening. Let's start off with the schools that were shut down by the Rivers State government. 430 private schools to be exact. They've been denied approval by the government of the state. The schools have consistently or consequently been ordered to shut down operations. The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Education, Dagogo Adonye-Hart, who made the disclosure in a media briefing in Port Harcourt, said zonal coordinators of the task force on private school accreditations have been directed to serve the letters of disapproval to the affected schools. The Permanent Secretary disclosed that 2,511 schools were visited during accreditation process, out of which 1,415 were accredited, while 659 schools were given interim approval. And we're saying, did they also include public schools? I remember the first time we talked about this, it was on Today's Hustle, yeah? And we're saying, okay, yes, if you're doing this for the schools, private schools, which is a step in the right direction, we need standards. Do we have the same standards in public schools, owing to the fact that we have majority of people in the state attending the public schools as against the private schools? So it's only expected that we have the same level of standards in the public schools, just like we're trying to inculcate it to the private sector as well. Anyways, let's listen to what Dagogo Hart has to say.
We sent to WAEC, NECO, and JAM the full list. You will see the full list of those schools that we are to do business with. Then the governor also directed through the SSG that the ministry should go into action and shut down the schools that were declined approval. That is basically why we are here today, to give to our zonal directors, which reads school closed down by government of Rivers State. What we expect you to do, the zonal directors, is to go with this. 2,511 schools were visited. 1,415 were accredited. Then the one that we are giving interim approval, 659, while 437 were denied approval.
The Permanent Secretary also warned parents and guardians not to send their awards to the affected schools. How would they know the schools that were affected? Do we have a list published containing names of those schools? Because that would be, of course, one of the major ways to identify them. Perhaps on the walls or the fences of those schools, you had to write disapproved, which of course could be painted off. So making public the names of those schools that are affected should be priority, so that everybody would have adequate knowledge about those schools, and then do not send their guardians and kids to those schools. And the fact that school is still ongoing, like we're still wrapping up the term, and now this has happened, what would then happen to those children who already paid their fees in those schools and now term has come to an end? It's also something that we're supposed to talk about. How do they reconcile that? Is it that they are going to allow those schools just finish the term before they shut down activities, or they are supposed to shut down activities immediately? Some of the questions that we need to answer. Let's hear what Dagogo Hart has to say to parents.
Like I said, we don't need to go and quarrel anybody. Just go in and do your work. And I want to also use this opportunity to talk to our parents and guardians that none of them should send any of their children or wards to these 437 schools because they are not recognized by the state. Parents, please don't send your children to these schools. Once you go to the school and see this sticker at their gate, make sure you withdraw your child or your children or your word from those schools.
All right, so Sandra Kenneth, our correspondent, was speaking with the man. She reports that the zonal coordinators were given 2 weeks to carry out their duties, as the affected schools will not be allowed to resume in January. Okay, we'll get the point. So it's in January they won't be allowed to resume, so they are possibly going to finish for this year because the term is already done, the year has already come to an end. But from January 2020, those schools would not be allowed to practice. The big question for me now is, how do we get to know these schools? Because as it stands now, are we going to see some publications made so we can hear and get to find out which of those schools are affected, and then parents can take note and not send their children to to those affected schools. What do you make of the latest decision of the Rivers State government, though? Do you think it should be extended to public schools as well? What we're trying to see happen to the private schools, shouldn't it be extended to public schools? That's also one thing that we are looking at. So let's get your thoughts. Let's hear what your views are on this particular development. 08170000951 and 08109510951. And also for the people who would be losing their jobs, because you know that employment was created, and this is not a small number. Over 400 plus schools that are shut down now, that have been ordered to shut down, 450 and 30. If that happens, think about the number of people who have jobs in those schools who will be losing their jobs. Is there also the possibility that if these schools can come up to standard, they can resume activities? That's also something to look at. Let's go to our phone lines and see what you have to hear, what you have to say. Good evening.
Good evening, Miss Andrew.
Yeah, you're welcome. Your name, please, and where you're calling me from.
I'll speak from Port Harcourt.
All right, go on.
I want to know the criteria which they use to disqualify those schools, maybe those 400 something schools. Is it because of the learning environment, or they don't have qualified teachers to teach?
Well, qualified teachers will be one of them. The learning environment would be another one of them.
Okay.
Books.
They should let people know.
The compound. I'm citing them for you now.
Okay.
Then some of them are not duly registered even.
Okay. If maybe if their teachers are not qualified, they should also do the same. Maybe close it, or the schools should look for the qualified teachers that will teach the children. Understand? Because if that one or something school, let me say they have 5 people that are working there. You know how many people that will lose their job? Understand? So, and some schools now will increase their school fees too, because they will close some will find where to maybe to enroll their children. So there will be increase in school fees. That's my side. Then the man that said is only the individual that will employ. It's not a welcome development to me, because
we haven't gotten to that. We haven't gotten to that story yet, so I think you should just hold on. When we get to that story, then you can begin to comment on it. Thank you very much, though. Hello, Today95.1 FM. Good evening.
Andrew
Lawson, how's Yenegua?
Yenegua is fine. Andrew, do you remember once a dog just left its master's compound, ran into a school, and killed a child, eat off the neck of the child? In fact, there were 2 of them. One of them suffered from multiple dog bites, and they left that other child and went to the other one. The second one he pounced on. The dog killed that child. Can you remember?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes when government is doing something, sometimes people should support government. Some schools don't need to exist. Just imagine you have sent that child was it 5 years, 6 years old child. The parents were just at home. You send your child to school. You are expecting your child back. You just come that a dog just straight into a school compound and killed the child. You know that when that dog ran in, even the teachers, everybody ran away. Leaving the children were shouting, whoa, 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 and all that, and the dog was pouncing on them. So, why? Because that school was not fenced. Wasn't even fenced. So there are a lot of things ranging from qualified teachers to facilities and the environment. You understand? So, government, if most people, they just 2 rooms, 3 rooms, they started school. You don't even know anything. You don't even know whether they are qualified, the teachers are qualified, or whether they have what it takes to start school. So, government have looked into it. They've come up with it's all the schools. If you check, some schools, you understand, got clean bill of health. Others, you understand, half of it, and the others no way to manage. So the government is not saying don't exist. Go and upgrade, meet up the standards, and then you start operation. You just cannot come and start operation in a place where government exists. You know, if government is not doing this, it means that the government is not living up to its responsibility. So for me, the government should continue and make sure they climb down on schools that are not qualified to exist.
All right, thank you very much. I think I share the same idea. You're trying to sanitize the school system and the private sector in this case, amongst others. But then we have a larger portion of the population attend the public schools. Do we also have we looked at the standards in the public schools? So when you do this for the private schools, yes, but then are you going to allow people in the public schools to continue in the manner that they are continuing, where some of them don't have adequate teachers, some of them sit on the floors, some of them don't have school uniforms, and most of those things? Who's going to also look into standards in public schools? Hello, good evening.
Good evening. I'm also calling from Romalov.
Okay.
What I want government to do, even if they are closing schools, there is not enough classroom for students. Like today, when I went to Google, I saw some students in community hall. It's not right. If you are closing down some schools, they should build more classroom for other schools. Almost all the schools in the state now, the government school, they are complaining no much classroom. You will see about 100 person in a classroom. It's not right. So if you want to do something, check otherwise to do what we serve everybody. Not that when the students, all of them move to government school, some of them can be staying outside and learning. It's not good. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello to the 95.1 FM. Good evening.
Hello, Lawson. Good evening.
Andrew.
Okay, Andrew. Good evening.
You're welcome.
I think government should look into the situation very well. The closure issue, as they are saying, we have over 10,000 private schools in these states. The people you are hearing that they are closing schools, they are only those who went to the ministry to register their schools.
And that's what they're saying. The ones there, so they are the ones that are not registered, because they stated that as well. The schools that submitted or applied are the ones that they looked at. So we might still have more out there that are not that are still not up to standard but operating.
Yes, there are those that they have to look into, because there are thousands of them that refuse to go for that registration during that process. And what they are now saying is that maybe their names are not in the list of closure, and some of them are jubilating and keeping going on with whatever. So my candid opinion is that the task force on this should go into every nooks and crannies of the state to ensure that those schools that refuse to register at that due time be closed down. And some of the public schools, as you may say, some of the public schools are nothing to write home about. So as a matter of fact, they should also close down some of those public schools that have no infrastructure to run as a school. Not that because they are government schools, they will be allowed to run schools.
All right, thank you very much.
Some of the public schools are better than these public schools you are thinking of today.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I'm Isaac.
All right, thank you very much. All right, we'll take a very short commercial break. When we return, we'll go back to the phone lines and get some more of your calls. And then we're also going to look at the situation with recruitment of local vigilante members. Stay tuned.
That olden days power, we free innocent prisoners and even free people from all kind of palava still there today.
With God, all things are possible. Come follow witness and for the Holy Ghost Congress 2019, where then call
the Great Turnaround. Date now Monday 9, go reach Saturday 14 December 2019.
For redemption time, kilometer 46 Lagos Ibadan Expressway by 7 p.m. every day.
Now Pastor E.A. Adeboye go move the ministry with other man of God them. Come, make yourself receive healing and blessing. We go pour out in your phone.
Jesus na Baba.
You have turned my life around.
This is Today 95.1 FM.
Radio has never been this good. Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
This is Today 95.1 FM. To copy this tune, press 9.
This is Today 95.1 FM.
For current news and information, press 5.
They are politicians, all of them. They know what they do.
So they know how they attack each other.
And
to stay connected all day, press 1.
The person who raised the name is the one who made the public know about.
Good afternoon and welcome to the World News on your Premium Talk Radio station.
We are your Premium Talk Radio station. Today 95.1 FM.
That That olden days power, where free innocent prisoners and even free people from all kind of palava still there today.
With God,
all things are possible.
Come follow witness and for the Holy Ghost Congress 2019, where then call
the Great Turnaround. Date now Monday 9, go reach Saturday 14 December 2019.
For Redemption Camp, kilometer 46 Lagos Ibadan Expressway by 7 p.m. every day.
Now Pastor E.A. Adeboye go move the ministry with other man of God them. Come, make yourself receive healing and blessing. We go pour out nyafu nyafu.
Jesus na Baba.
Obituary, obituary, obituary. Darkness at noon. We, the members of the burial planning committee of late Mrs. Fina Obiwogu Bombs, wish to announce the untimely demise and burial of late Mrs. Fina Obiwogu Bombs, the wife of our esteemed friend, Honorable Barrister Wogu Bombs, which occurred on November 11, 2019. Obsequies. First is a night of tributes, which took place yesterday, Thursday, 28 November 19, at Tana Event Place, King Perikule Road, Port Harcourt, from 4:30 p.m. The service of songs will be on Friday, the 29th November 2019, at King's Palace Redeemed Christian Church of God, GRA, Port Harcourt, by 5:30 p.m. Funeral service will be on Saturday, the 30th of November 2019, at Main Bowl Civic Center at 12 noon. Interment follows at Bombs Family Home, Elekahia, Port Harcourt. Reception follows immediately after funeral service at Elekahia Primary School field. The dress code for the burial is black. Thank you for honoring. This is signed by the burial committee chairman, Sir Augustine Wokocha.
All right, welcome back. It's still at the platform here on Today 95.1 FM. The name is Ifeimi Andrew. And we were talking about the schools that were closed or have been disapproved by the River State government because they did not meet standards that have been set for operating the institutions that they were seeking to operate. And for those reasons, over 430 private schools have been closed. Well, the impact of that is what we're looking at. And we're also looking at how can we extend this to the public sector so we can generally sanitize education in River State. Hello, Today 95.1 FM.
Hello?
Hello, you're welcome. Good evening. Yeah, you're welcome. Good evening to you. What's your name, please?
Yeah, my name is Patrick.
Okay. Go ahead.
Concerning the school that have been denied of the operation of the school, I think are they denied because of the environment, or they are denied because of
a lot of things, environment, facilities, teachers, registration, lots of things.
Because as I know, some of those schools, some are to perform more than even the.
As it stands now, the painful part of it is we don't have a list out yet to decide which of the schools were to know the name of the schools or the number of schools. We know the number, but we don't know the names of schools that were disapproved because we do not have the list out yet. Perhaps when that comes, we might begin to do our personal investigation.
Yeah, it's good to deny some of them, but I'm saying that from the look of things, public schools are actually poor in performance. So I think that before denying them, they will have to kind of keep the public of what exactly made them to deny them of such operation. Not actually denying them, because I know that some of the schools, the government school is public and it's free. Some of them are not free. So I really want to know why they are denying of it.
All right, and that's what I've tried to explain to you. Thank you very much. Many reasons, ranging from personnel, materials, facilities, school compound, registration, a lot of things that could be responsible for why some of those schools have been disapproved or have been asked to stop operation. Hello, Today 95.1 FM.
Hello, good afternoon, Andrew.
Yes, you're welcome.
My name is Stephen Boy. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, Steve. So talk to me.
Good. Yeah, please, I'd like to just make as a contribution what you are doing on the schools. It's a public school at Sangana. If that school is accredited, maybe because the children are not learning outside, but that environment is not a school environment. That's a market. You go to that place anytime you have a chance, visit that school and see what the children are passing through, so called a school. That is a market environment. The walls are falling down. Just the 2 buildings they put there is there, but the environment from morning till night is a complete noisy, polluted environment for children to learn. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. We'll take one more call and then we move on to other issues. Hello, Today 95.1 FM. We can barely hear you. Can you speak up, please?
Andrew, good evening.
Good evening to you. You're welcome. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
My name is Stanley from Port Harcourt.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, I'm in support of what the government is doing to sanitize the school. But I think what they would have done is to publish the names of this school alongside with this bill, because what they are doing now, they are giving rooms for people to begin to lobby. There are a lot of schools that might think, our names might be inclusive of this list, and even if the real government officials will not take anything, but there are people who might pose that, come, I'm going to help you. Give me this amount of money, I will help you. Those people might actually be scam, but nobody knows who is a scam and who is real. So what they did now, they gave a room for people to be defrauded and people to begin to pose as helpers, which might definitely not, they might not be the helpers. You understand what I'm trying to say? So what they would have done is to, alongside with this, produce the list. So that any school that knows that the name is there, they begin to look for a way to get themselves upgraded. They know what the government wants. They need to get it in place and get themselves ready. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. That's it for the schools and the schools that were closed. Let's get on to another issue. This one concerns the constitution of local vigilante groups and the mode of recruitment, because the paramount ruler of Akwa Kingdom in Obiakpo local government area here in the state, His Royal Majesty Ezeanele Olu Oriebe, says the recruits for any local vigilante group in his kingdom must be indigents of the area. Note, he said in his kingdom, so we don't know what's applicable to other kingdoms. Eze Olu Oriebe gave the directives when some residents of Rumekini community, especially residents of Akas Avenue, staged the protest over some alleged rumors of deployment of some members of the local vigilante group known as Onelga Special Peace and Advisory Committee, who are recently deployed in the area. The Nyewe Ali Akpo dismissed the rumors that members of OSPAC deployed in the area were being asked to leave, but clarified that some stakeholders were only against new recruitment of personnel, which involved non-indigents, which he said was against the rules of engagement in securing Akpo Kingdom. Now, we've seen over the years, times past, just most recent memories here, where different local governments have, employed OSPAC to come into their community. I would want to imagine that would be the case here. But why would we be hearing now the talks of the people must be from the community to be part of it? If they are going to do, it's almost like saying that the police should be from your community before they can operate. Because they would know the community better. But that's not the case in the country. And yes, the police are doing the job of policing. Local vigilante groups are all from Rivers State. Yes, you might also see the point that the paramount ruler is making when he says that the recruitment of personnel shouldn't involve non-indigents. He said it was against the rules of engagement in securing Akwa Kingdom. We don't know what those rules of engagements are. But many other local governments have employed OSPAC to work for them and help restore normalcy to their areas. And in those cases, the members aren't actually from those communities. So a group protesting now and complaining about this, he was also trying to correct that idea that the rumors wasn't, the protest was not staged because they wanted OSPAC to leave, but because of alleged rumors of redeployment of some members of the vigilante group known as Onelga Special Peace and Advisory Committee, who are recently deployed in the area. So Like I said in the earlier stages of the conversation, he said in his kingdom, right? He says the recruits, His Royal Majesty Eze Anele Olorebe says the recruits for any local vigilante group in his kingdom must be indigents of the area. And so that's where we have some bit of a dilemma now. What do you think about this? Hello to the 95.1 FM.
Good evening, Andrew.
Yes, you're welcome.
Good.
Your name, please, and where you're calling me from.
Chigozie.
Okay, Chigozie, go ahead.
He's still on that private school issue.
Oh. We are leaving that to something else. Go ahead, though. Go.
My problem with the government of all levels in this country is that they lack advisors. They should sack all their advisors. We will give them free one. Let them not pay us. We will advise them because their advisors made them to misbehave. How can you close 400? You know what it means? 400 private. You know how many students?
So, are you saying that if the schools are not up to standard, they should be allowed to exist regardless?
Which one is standard? Is it government school? I think I've listened to the station today. The other things that were going on. The worst private school is better than the best government school. Let them provide a better alternative. People will automatically leave private school. It's because of their failure, their private school. So let them only monitor them. They should not close them.
But that's what they are doing, monitoring them. And when they see that you're not up to standard, you have to be they would have to ask you to stop practicing and then go back and update your standards.
Forget that. It will just be like now for that.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You made your point. We have to leave the conversation at that point and get back to what's happening in the Akwa Kingdom. What the royal paramount ruler of the kingdom, Obi Akwa local government area, Akwa Kingdom, is saying. His Royal Majesty Eze Anele Olu Oriebe. Let's listen to him and hear what he has to say.
To run security in rulemaking and advise them that no, it is improper that whatever security they are to work with the CSO of rulemaking, the CDC and the youth, they should work in hand with them. If security is the problem in the area, they needed that indigenous of rulemaking will be recruited by the CSO in conjunction with the primary ruler of rulemaking to safeguard such area. But the issue of using non-indigenous is not acceptable to me. In the security of rulemaking, be it OSPAC or whatever, must be an indigenous. So that if anything happens, the community can hold their people responsible.
Well, you've heard his own version and why he feels it should be strictly indigents. Our correspondent also reports that the paramount ruler of Akwa Kingdom further asked the protesters to ensure that any new recruitment be done by the leadership of Akwa OSPAC in collaboration with the community chiefs, traditional rulers, community development committees, and chief security officer of the community for effectiveness and efficiency. So, what do you make of this one? Does it matter where the members of the security outfit come from before they can be recruited? Well, as long as they are doing the job. I mean, we've seen cases like I highlighted where people, OSPAC, have been employed to come, to certain local government areas that they do not belong to or where they do not originate from, to come carry out the security task, like we do with the police too. The police, when things go wrong, who do you hold? The police isn't from your community, but then they come to do a job. Should a local vigilante be particular or stationed to a particular local government, or should they consist or comprise of people from that particular local government? There are pros and there are cons to that kind of approach, but we all heard what the traditional ruler had to say. And what do you have to say? Hello, good evening.
Hello, Andrew.
You're welcome.
Good evening. Give us the floor. Just give us the floor.
Go ahead.
The same thing is the idea of this security local vigilante. Does it emanated from the chiefs? It's something that does not your initiative. Why do you want to intrude in? I don't know. Without due respect to the chief, was it your idea? We think government that did it fit to strengthen the security of the state, and
he goes ahead to say, okay, let me create another security agency that will assist the police, isn't it? Why is it so that now you are the one conditioning the state government on what to do? I don't know how some people are so inquisitive of all some certain things that they don't even need to. You forget about the idea of the state government. If at all you want you have any new initiative that you want to give to the government, go ahead and approach the governor. It's from your place. It's from Ikoro. You are from Ikoro. Go there and meet him, advise him on what to do. But for now, the governor has taken a bold step of creating a local vigilante that will assist the police in coping out security problem in the state. So you no longer use something of Akpo or not Akpo. Yeah, okay. Assuming that the military the military didn't go to that camp to destabilize that place, and the people have started working, what will he do? Will he go to tell the people that they should disband them and recruit from their kingdom? I don't know where he's coming from, please. If they should stop this thing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, good evening. Right, 081700000951 and 081095100951. Those are the numbers to call. Hello and good evening.
Good evening.
Okay.
This is Vicky. I'm calling from Ileme. I think what the primary have just said, I think it doesn't hold any water. Yeah, why must the people to be employed should come from your community only? No, that is not done that way. Now. It's not done that way. How will the security architecture be functioning the way it's supposed? When the whole people that will make up the security will come from your own kingdom only. It doesn't hold water. That one is one. Then the one of closing of a school. I think I don't buy that idea. Based on what your last speaker just said. That is hungry now and you close 400 and something school. All those teachers who are working in those schools, where do you want them to go? They are causing more problem now. No, I don't buy that idea, please. The governor should rethink and adjust, please. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Hello to the 95.1 FM.
Yeah, this is Pastor Isaiah George from Buguma and Kalabala.
Go ahead.
You can see the government of Rivers State is not providing jobs. This is the worst government since the inception of democracy that is not providing jobs. And then you are taking jobs away from schools who have helped you to do the things that you are failed to do by taking the crowd off the street, off home, so that they can have something to do. Now, have you asked why our people run to Ghana for schooling? Because the Ghana has a very equipped and a very well standardized schools. And you see our people, all these so-called.
But those standardized schools, was it because of implementation of these standards and making sure that every school was up to standard? That's the reason why they have the standards that they have there that is causing people to want to go there to learn?
My brother, and see, if our people and our leaders are sincere, even from the military era, when we cry and cry that military was not good, we will enter to democracy now. I think our government school, if there is a lot, if we have sincerity and efficiency in the system, I think that our school would have been the healthy point for other countries to come in. But when your own is not, the government school is not in order, you have not equipped the government school in order for people to leave the private sector to come into the government sector, then you are now going to just. Do you remember when he first came in, his first tenure, he said that they were using, he was even using the government school to generate internal generated revenue to run his government. Now, the same school you have not revamped, you have not kept in order, you are going to attack private schools. Don't you know that, Andrew, you and me know very well, even your own, if you have children, today, you will not let your children to go to the government school because the standard is not there. So you have not take off the speck in your eyes. You are going to take the one out of the eyes of others. I think that policy is a wrong step in a very wrong direction. And the room elimination, the paramount rule, I think that we should know that security is not run by a traditional institution. It is not a tribal thing. I hear Andrew.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, you should leave that and see how OSPAC is doing very well. And they have their modus operandi of doing their thing. So I don't think that is idea is welcome. We should allow them to input their ways of getting to these criminals and seeing how they can eradicate this community. Because
all right, thank you very much. You made your point, Isaiah. Thank you, Pastor Isaiah. You made your point already. All right, the lines are still very open, though. Let's know what you think. Hello, Today 95.1 FM. Good evening. Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening to you. What's your name?
Yeah, I come back.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Go on.
Huh?
Go ahead. We can hear you.
Yes, the line is working. I want to comment on what the permanent ruler said. My brother, it's not only indigenous that have developed the area. Let me say, we have non-indigenous who have stayed in that community on that area that knows maybe the area very well. I know the bad boys. If they do it only indigenous now, I don't think that security of a thing will yield good results. Let them do it. Anybody who is interested to join to fight insecurity, they should allow the person do thorough investigation, know where you are coming from, know who you are, understand. When he said only indigenous, I don't think it will work, because if other region of, let me say Nigeria, now I said is only indigenous of River to be with secure River State, it won't work. Other people will join hands to fight insecurity. Only indigenous cannot do it. If not, they can't get the result of what they're looking for. That's my take.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello. Good evening. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Yes, you're welcome. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
I am Stella.
All right, Stella.
From Port Harcourt.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to talk about the closure of the unregistered schools.
Okay.
Yes, I support the idea, but most of the schools are not worth students. Somebody's students. A lot of the teachers there are not qualified. A lot of them are dropouts. They don't know what they are teaching. And again, you know that some of them use foreign curriculum. They don't even use Nigerian curriculum. And they will give these children assignments which they themselves cannot solve. You see, that is what is happening there. And again, I want to say that government should help to uplift the government schools, teach them up well, bring qualified teachers that read education who know what they are doing, and make sure that the principals go after the teachers. Make sure the teachers go to teach. You know that most of the teachers in the public schools, they don't even teach the course they are read. They didn't even read the education. They don't even know what they are teaching. They waste their time in the classroom conversing without the principal going to make sure that they go to classroom to teach. These people are the cause of what is happening in the government schools. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yes. So the government should teach us and hold the principals responsible for not making sure their teachers go to class to teach, and make sure they employ teachers that are qualified to teach and not those that come and teach the subject they do not read it.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution there. We'll take one more call and then we'll call it quits for today's edition of the platform. What do you make of, you heard the paramount ruler of Akbar Kingdom, and you're also aware of the closure of schools?
Hello, good evening, Andrew.
Go ahead. Your name, please, and where you're calling from. Okay, go ahead, Ogalok.
Yeah, I want to talk about the closure of the private. The question me I should ask is that these private schools, are they learning well? The curriculum they are using, is it the same standard of the same with the government schools? The teachers, are they owing them? Is anyone protesting that the teachers are owing them, just like as the one of the government schools do protest most of the time? Even when the government will be owing them, the teachers will still be pretending that they have not been owed. Except during political time, politics time, they will come out and cry that they are owing them. If all these things are not mentioned, is it just the building that we are talking about? The building is not the education. Cry not in a loud voice. Then coming over to Abo, what they are having there is community police. The community wants to secure their place. I don't see anything wrong in that. In my own place, Romanolo community, we have something like that just a few months ago. The paramount ruler even happens to ban it because some few strangers among the security, which the security people are even, which that they are threats to the community, are even coming to join. Even during the time of the security, they will just come out to say, oh, we will just want to come and assist people to work. If you say no, it looks like they are threats to you, and you can't hold them for at that moment because they have no offense or no crime that have they committed as of that time, but you know that they are threats in the community. Okay. So let the community secure their community. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And with that call, we would wrap things up onto this edition of Bits of the platform. Thank you very much for your time and thank you for your contributions. Remember that we'll do it again next week. Until that time, have a lovely weekend. Today's edition was a production of our news department, and Chinedu Iwuna was in charge. My name is Ifeemi Andrew. Until Monday, good evening.
This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people. Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today 95.1 FM.
Good evening. Welcome to today's edition of Bits and Pieces on your premium talk radio station, Today 95.1 FM. I am Ifeemi Andrew. From Anambra State, reports say a man identified as Chizoba Wonye has been arrested for allegedly killing a tricycle rider. Reports said 29-year-old Wonye killed one Dumebi Ofokansi, buried his remains in a shallow grave and made away with his tricycle. Police investigation showed that the 25-year-old deceased was kidnapped and taken away along with his tricycle while operating it for commercial purpose. Following the report, police operatives swung into action and arrested Chizoba, who confessed that he conspired with one Ezenia to kill and bury Dumebi inside the bush along Achalago Nando Road. And from Kwara State, a magistrate's court is reported to have ordered the remand of one Ibrahim Garba in prison custody for allegedly killing his fellow herder. Reports said Garba killed one Shehu Muhammad with a machete in Kayama, local government area of Rivers State. Magistrate Zainab Usman gave the order after Garba was arraigned on a count charge of culpable homicide. The prosecuting officer, Inspector Hal Hassan Jibrin, told the court that the incident happened during a fight between some Fulani boys at the beer parlor in Bani Kara Market. Jibrin alleged that during the fight, the accused person used a machete to cut Muhammad on his neck, which eventually resulted to his death. And now to Lagos, a petty trader identified as Molade Awolabi reportedly lost her 11-year-old marriage to alleged adultery after a customary court granted her estranged husband's request to dissolve the union. The court president, Koledoye Adeniyi, held that it appeared the couple was tired of the marriage as efforts to reconcile them proved abortive. Reports said Tayo had sought the dissolution of their marriage, claiming that his wife brought her lover into their bedroom for sex. Tayo alleged that their 11-year-old daughter had told him that her mother brings a man home and that she had seen them making love. The 35-year-old, who also claimed to have seen his wife's chat on WhatsApp with the man he identified as Timothy, presented to the court some pictures he printed from Facebook as evidence. And still in Lagos, reports said there was uproar at the entrance of the State University after two men were beaten and arrested for selling drugged sachet water. Reports said the unidentified men were accused of drugging and selling the water to women around the school to enable them rape and rob them. The incident became public after the school authorities got wind of their act and sent some men to visit the shop. While at the shop, reports said the attendants were forced to drink the water, and after a few minutes, they were dense and weak. And And from Zimbabwe is a report that a free-spirited English woman has permitted her boyfriend to cheat on her during Christmas. The report said 61-year-old Maria Louise Wane gave the permission in order to get guilty gifts from her boyfriend. The 61-year-old, who also revealed that she has been in a relationship with Greg for the past 10 years and is fine with this unorthodox philosophy, said she was very much aware of his insatiable sexual appetite and was okay with him seeking fulfillment elsewhere during the festive holidays. Maria Louise further said her act was a perfect secret to a lasting relationship, adding that it was to men like having a drive in a different type of car. And still on foreign scene, an Indian man reportedly divorced his wife of 7 years after he discovered she was not happy with him. Reports said the man made the first move after he discovered that his wife was planning to get back with her lover. The heartbroken husband decided to take the matter to court after all efforts to make her stay failed. And with that, we conclude today's edition of Bits and Pieces, produced by Sasangu Stella of the News Department. Thank you for listening and good evening.
This is Today 95.1 FM. To copy this tune, press 9.
This is Today 95.1 FM.
For current news and information, press 5.
They are politicians, all of them. They know what they do.
So they know how they attack each other.
And
to stay connected all day, press 1.
The person who raised the name is the one who made the public know about
Good afternoon and welcome to the World News on your Premium Talk Radio station.
We are your Premium Talk Radio station. Today 95.1 FM, the station with a unique dial.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.
Have received healing and blessing. We go pour out in your phone.
Jesus na Baba.
Oh yeah, Oga Madam, carry body, join Pastor Talking Drum on top. Testimony time, Overcomers time, every Sunday morning, 6 to 8 a.m. Anyhow, baby. My Baba God, now they keep all of us. Make you no go anywhere. So don't put on top today, 95.1 FM. Voice of God. Oh yeah, Oga Madam, everybody join Pastor Talking Drum. The Lord of the mic. Make we thank Baba God together on top. Testimony time for your Bonga Radio today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Every Sunday morning, 6 to 8 a.m. On top, testimony time. Testimony time, Overcomers time.
You have shown me so much mercy.
Hey! Oh yeah, Oga Madam. Your radio. Time now reach for waiting they happen on top today 95.1 FM. What God has joined together, let no finger put us on now.
Sai dawo eyele kam mi oda oma awari irioko akawuke nan we jireko abeg do a diversion make we enter Today FM 95.1 and now wetin dey happen na dey happen for Port Harcourt mba cause no be
Lijaro
baba gavitando lo telerisa. Ay porere, ajara manela guaina wa. Go go go, ela bulle. Ay porere. Iye yo wa we. Iye yo wa we. Nuche ala mo wa ngule meri. Nume vetana geri o no mekwa. Ekwa wa die nuche nwa mama ka bu ndika emeso me ma no wa ka buru mama. Enyi gune no kunu maka. Izo kunu nume kune busu. Ato boro ma buse nubi na wa deide be bugame. Ekume menu nebu neze okosu ketukono ma wangoni wene wa. Ekumba bura libo hazi no kokoro ketukono ma. Wonu ngachiwa mu wakalalo. Nebe kukuku wiri kwala kalalo kebuko newe wiri osonya nyisa. Obatu kaziru nezi no we chikuru ketukono ma mebu nekpa wari ni nodori. Usisi diniri moya usisi na urule. Enwe ngono ya betele no chochi. Enwe mabe no ra naguwe ikwerele. Usisi diniri moya usisi na urule. Enwe ngono ya betele no chi. Mwoma ti bagasa reka n'olu. Oke bukori benya dagbe n'inu uli. Oke bugazo. Oyimegbe ga n'olu. Iruru ga nunda. Nurule na eliobu. Eli wankita na otiri wiri. Eli webulako na onyeyi. Oka bunakume lulo ile. Aya keke. Aya awale. Leriwe. Awanle. Leriwe. Dalile bawe chue. Dalile owa gala urule iye. Awanle. Leriwe. Antile bawe chue. Antile owa gala urule iye. Antile. Leriwe. Aya yelele owa dao. Aya yelele dao.
All right, I'm going to good evening inside this evening. I'm going to carry this don't put for there. And I still today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people, and the show now still waiting they happen. And anyhow, today na Friday, the last day inside the month of November. Today na the last Friday of November. Tomorrow na the last day for November. Next tomorrow, like this. Just like this. Just like this. Day break like this. 1 December.
Oh, yes. Before you know that, you can't smell Christmas for the, like me, I don't smell I'm already. A Merry Christmas. A Merry Christmas. A Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. I'm so young, so infidel. Honey, you don't too much for that.
Nah, so everybody sing that more. Nobody will sabi.
I sabi.
But you sing na.
Feliz Navidad.
Bam.
That's my love. Feliz Navidad.
Bam.
Feliz Navidad. On someone young, so infidel.
Even this one when you sing that, he even was the person.
Oh, you sing your own now. So
he can't even go to try to wonder whether I've been an epic. Now he speak. So young. He say, what kind of Chinese epic and five bomb is this?
On someone young, can
why young?
Honey.
He don't even
sing now. He don't have your radio wifi. Oh, yeah, song is pang. I will play music.
Okay,
for you.
Give me
Chase.
You useless band.
Wait a minute. See this sweet
intro. Is that good band?
So,
nah, I feel good.
That's the remix now.
No.
Some people will produce that song.
Give me a Christmas band. That one is
okay.
It's Idif band.
Eh?
Idif
Fitri. Now Muslim song.
Name the band where you the band.
Oh yeah, no face. Tell me back. I want to make you song dancing. Tell me song where I could.
You go band the Christmas band. Pam param. Feliz Navidad.
Now Christmas band.
Pam param.
I mean about music.
Nah, Christmas band.
Now so they just I can't java music. Pam param. I can't java.
Christmas abba.
Okay now. Yeah.
Abba in Christmas.
Okay now. Yeah. Pam param. Sing.
Feliz Navidad.
Pam pam param.
Feliz Navidad.
Pam pam param.
Feliz Navidad.
Pam pam. Even the song where the band no complete because you no complete this. Why you jump that side?
you must jump and enter. I wanna win.
So if you want money, but you don't say you don't disappoint me. So what if you want to sing this song for Nathan now?
Which Nathan?
You can't sing Christmas song for Nathan now. You understand? You go yum that part.
Which Nathan?
Nathan now for us.
Do everything they do now go. They go download.
So you go call them now.
Go give them data.
Make it cool.
Download.
Sing am and safe.
Help yourself.
One minute picking get headache.
You go learn them. Children of these days they sabi everything come out.
But you only, you know say this thing where you don't do now, eh? You cannot sing Christmas song. You sure anybody will sing Christmas song say most where they sing come.
People will call us. You go sing
only
your own.
Only but you copy my Christmas song.
You go sing your. I missed that time. Come on, dear. I missed the song.
But I make the intro now.
Intro waiting. What intro?
No be me sing and pass. You will yum that part, uncle. No be me carry song.
The side where they sing, is a side of that's people don't make up our side. Yes.
So the side where that side where we no could now get them.
Now that's how they sing.
Now that
they represent the general public.
Yeah.
They represent private sector.
But you know say that's where you know young your
now be private sector. They know just imagine like a governor now of this our state make a sing this song. What do you think it will sound like?
He will sound kid way now.
Oh yeah, sing like him. Let me see if you are a rich person.
Feliz Navidad. Pam pam. Sing the intro, the musical for me.
No go get band though, because band person.
Okay.
If you go do mistake, go crazy.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Und yo querang zoring Navidad.
Yeah, I see how you are struggling to sing like a rich person.
Oh, yeah, song they sing now.
It's people like us who don't.
If you young that part, I go press your neck.
If it's rich people like us, first and foremost,
no problem now.
We'll clear our throat.
Carry your rich sing now, ma yeah.
We'll clear our throat.
Okay now, yeah, clear now. No waiting a room now. Oh yeah, song they sing.
We declare 3 times. You clear only one.
You don't turn on to Harry.
You clear only one.
Okay now.
So you still have 2 throat problems. Okay. We never clear.
Okay now.
So I think rich people we declare 3 to clear everything. That's the first one.
Okay.
The second one.
Okay.
The third one.
That means like na problem with that. You don't get problem with that. Koita is on the way.
Better disease.
Better koita like this. You're not going to begin the swallow up.
Oh God. So, okay, anybody will call us, you can just sing
one Christmas song.
Best Christmas carol where you know, because we want to prepare you for Christmas, and in case you never buy anything, we also want to remind you, they never postpone them.
Jesus.
You must know whether you like it or not. Anything you like, if you like vessel, you like hunger kill you, Christmas must hold. This year, 25th, they don't feast up. Swiss.
You don't be, say don't be.
So no matter what you do,
you cannot change it.
You can't shift it.
You cannot change the time.
Senate no go fit cancel them.
They cannot cancel now.
No, it must hold.
It must hold.
So that is that
I
one.
tell you.
Sing your Christmas carol. Yes. And then meanwhile, they just very simple waiting to happen. Person book like wedding. Then book caterer. We go cook for them. Finalize with the woman, pay the woman and everything. So only to call the woman, they've been calling her and everything. So on the day of the wedding, only to call the woman begin complain.
What thing happen now? But they don't pay them.
Problem there, here and there. Problem here and there. And so for that, fit meet up for the wedding.
And they don't pay them.
And they don't pay them full money.
Have you both up now?
So I don't know. Waiting be your advice for the caterer and at the same time for the wedding people where they marry, because the woman right now don't disappoint them. So in less than that's from morning till
10 o'clock tomorrow.
I won't
Because
be.
at 10 o'clock tomorrow, they carry on for
I
wedding.
won't be. So waiting be your advice for the caterer and waiting be your advice for the wedding people of the woman to come begin complain, say no go fill me up by today. Wedding not tomorrow. So what you go do?
If na me, waiting me akoru. I don't go do like say I dey face. No, calm down, honey. I don't go do like say I dey face. As woman don't call and I make carry my credit card and maybe instead they complain
call
on
them
top.
today to check on them.
Yes, how far the plan and everything.
How far everything now tomorrow is the deal.
No problem. Waiting me akoru. I don't go if make am feel say I dey face, so I no go think say I get ifo plan.
Okay. But meanwhile you get it for plan.
Just now.
Okay.
I go tell am say my sister, I know how this thing dey be o. You know sometimes they say for wedding at the 11th hour, disappointment dey sometime.
Okay.
I like when we go take scene so that we feel discussion how we go take plan.
That would take bring solution.
Yes.
So now this lie you go like if
yes. I go do like say that me falling fee for am pass safe so that he go say yes, this woman is saying I don't go even tell her don't worry about the money safe when you don't chop. Make we see. As we don't see. Now the way they go see am last.
You go kill him?
I not go kill him. I'll kidnap him.
Kidnap
yes, I will kidnap that woman. Then I will go find an alternative plan. Do my wedding. Then after the wedding, I go tell my husband they say see waiting day for crown. So that in goes no say see waiting there happen. In case the cake no be the way I've been planning. Then after the wedding, they will call the woman husband. They tell them say see waiting your wife you don't do. So you're going to pay us the exactly money when we pay your wife. Then when you don't bring out the money, we go release your wife. Yes.
Okay.
Finish.
Just this work. Just this kidnapping.
I've been the one before now. I am a child of God now.
Because this is anything exchange for ransom.
Yes,
kidnapping.
Forget about.
Okay, no problem. We don't hear your own.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so that's first and foremost. All these people when they rush, they go and a Christmas carol and one thing. No problem. So if you contract a caterer to cook for your wedding and just like this evening before your wedding, call you or you call them, they come begin tell you say you know go figure head tomorrow. How or waiting you go do, how you go take handle the matter, and waiting be your advice for the wedding person where they wed, and waiting be advice for the caterer. Then meanwhile, remember say before you go put mat, you go first sing your favorite Christmas carol. No can sing native song here. Now Christmas carol we talk Christmas carol, Christmas carol, Christmas carol, Christmas carol, Christmas carol. If you like sing another thing here. But 0817 00 951 and 0810 9510 951. Make I repeat them again. 0817 00 951 and 0810 9510 951. Okay, more quite say phone before we go market. Go once more and short to market. Hello, good evening. Member, good evening. Inside this evening.
Yes, good evening, sir. I agree with you, sir.
The woman always disappointed.
Wait, we they start from Christmas, so okay.
Sing your Christmas
jump
song
now.
Pastor. When they sing that Christmas song, me I know they around you.
Can you imagine?
Where even go? Even the fam.
Okay, no problem. Put mat.
That woman tomorrow make the celebrant. Let them collect mic. Announce to people say the woman with them pay for caterer and cook. They don't disappoint. They don't disappoint and make everybody take half.
Whether God won't save them from big money, Abi? Okay, well, no problem. So make everybody take half. Person die. They go Monday. Can we take 1 minute silence for the rice? For the food segment, there is no food, so we have to take 1 minute silence for the food.
Then they're going to shape your water for the wedding.
Okay,
then they drink your water.
Make una take water and drink. All right, hello, good evening.
Man of God.
Yes, welcome.
Evening.
Hey, good evening.
Evening to everybody.
Yeah.
Pastor.
Who the year?
Love vessel. You should say this Christmas go home.
What do you mean by that?
I said the doctor knows.
Go home.
Why you not go sure?
Nothing there for my hand now. I make I not sure saying go home.
Now your hand do that one. You not go hold for you. Go hold for others.
Okay, maybe I go visit people.
No problem.
Pastor. You know, say this Christmas, the one is having I go sing.
Hey, now what you talking? Now sing the one with Sabi.
So I don't need anybody to complain.
Sing.
I want December, no we go.
I want December.
I want December.
And Christmas carol be that.
I want December.
I want December, near we go.
I want December. No, so this song now, the song where others Igbo boys where they do money ritual.
Then they sing.
Come on, find a player for me.
Others
You see that woman? You see that woman which is about those people? If that man can get any fast food, he has with them any amount, even though at times 10, where they pay the woman. So the woman go pay and those people they will come cook. If not, she will spend her life for prison.
Hey.
I understand.
No.
Pastor.
Why God does that? Am I a policeman?
Okay, Pastor. If maybe I know get I go tell my aunt to make her and say, best is disappointed. But I feel buy the cake and the granite to come. And the water.
Come on here.
This man here.
Okay, take another person. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you all there.
Yes, good evening.
My name is Sente Kwekwe.
Okay.
I want to sing song. That song we sing, when we small, it get us to the sing. That Christmas carol.
Okay.
And the guy who they play on that time named Feliz.
Feliz.
And the Feliz. And the guy in Ababa. No be clipper Baba. You know those old Baba where they use and they
where they like scissors.
So when the Christmas you go begin to sing Feliz na Baba. Feliz na Baba. Feliz na Baba. That's why he create for Sekura. The man can be Baba Sekura. If you give her your head to buy, he will kill you. Hey. You know, say that house small, no, they like Sekura. Yeah. Like make hair stay there, but if you give the man your head, you go clear everything.
Chai.
So, immediately you clear, go begin sing for her. Feliz na Baba.
Okay.
You see, that thing, if I give Ketra money contract, say I want wed, the most happiest day in my life. You can't tell me story that will lead to cosmogony. Well, the woman said, no go look my face. He go for Mr. Beast, go organize rice.
Okay.
You know? Because the story, they don't fit that cancel waiting I go do.
Okay.
This one would the saying go kidnapper. Me, I don't say kidnapping. Na life center, I don't go kidnap the woman. We see what I go do. I don't fit talk.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
That means a bad person now.
All right. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, no.
Yeah. Welcome. Where's the better man where they call us from?
They call from Port Harcourt. So, Martin, my name.
All right, Martin, welcome.
Make I sing a Christmas song now.
I sing Moko here.
This one I know say don't mind my voice. So.
Even from your name we know, Martin. We don't know.
I wish you a Merry Christmas.
You know they sure?
I wish you a Merry Christmas.
This man, if not DJ, his song will crack well.
A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Okay.
At least I get them.
Hey, you try, but thank you.
So for this woman, we want to wed. And person come to tell him today, say a disappointment don't be. No wahala. No problem. Waiting is na me be the woman. Waiting I go to now. He say, go contract another person. Anyhow way you go, no way you go feel settle and even if not story, maybe the person can work. Then the woman, they may say the woman go there for kidnap. This one now. Say they just go, just leave her. Because the whole money where you spend, even if the woman say now emergency,
say you pay 1 million naira, tell her no wahala. And that woman go pay them. Because people no go fit their person if at the eve of this wedding, say you know they ready again. Say you know why you not tell them? So now that woman you go I no go agree.
Okay.
Go agree at all.
Okay.
Thankful.
All right, thank you. Say it's even though now 1 million. Say that woman he go pay the money.
No. Me, I don't care. Only see me. No, me see me. I go. I don't care that time.
This one they even talk.
Exactly, the man I could give me back.
This one they even talk. But that's when you even get money to take contract another person. What if you don't get money again to begin pay fresh person or begin make strike another deal with another person? Because not everybody when they marry we get money plenty. When we say then keep one money, say maybe if this one no work out well, we'll use them. Yes. Not everybody plan like that. Some people they use their last cover, just pay everything to make sure say they even enter their house peacefully, may they no owe anybody and all those things. Then a person can't tell you that kind of thing.
It's very bad.
No. Once we take this one, we take it dilute down. Before we enter inside the market. Yes. After the market, we come back. Come continue. Now Christmas song.
Just now for all those Igbo chief them when they slice them as they kill coat. They blame they go.
No, what you they talk.
And I tell you.
Okay, we'll come back. All right, so good evening. This evening, make carry body make you sit down, put for there, make a knock you this story, make a knock you this better information on top of your head. Boom, make you for taking this show and there's be waiting to happen for your domot. Okay, a blaze for Christ Word Apostolic Network. A blaze for Christ Word Apostolic Network. Interdenominational Ministers Network. They present this one, a 6 days National Revival Fire Prayer Conference. A 6 days National Revival Fire Prayer Conference. And this one, the team, they are unspeakable. They are unspeakable. That means in your mouth, you know, if you speak, what's going to happen for there. Ministering Reverend Edward Eneta Porakot, Dr. Alfred Itiowe Por Enugu, Dr. Marius Alugbe Porakot, Pastor Joshua Ekana Porakot, and the host na Apostle Ayeba Koru I sent. Lead Pastor Akwan. And the date for this one now 1st to 6th December 2019. That means this coming Sunday, 1st to 6th December 2019. Morning session na 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Evening session na 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And the venue where this one go happen now for Soldiers of Christ Revival Mission Incorporated International Headquarters. For where? For 26 Mission Road, Mboshimini, Rumolumini, Porakot. Accommodation and feeding now free of charge. Make I take them again. Accommodation and feeding now free of charge. And for inquiry, make your call 080-3293-4383. If that one no go, make you no shake you. Make you call this one again. 080-3489-7838. Jesus. Na baba. But we don't come back.
We don't come back.
They move forward. Okay, Moko begin take their call because even time no day in the next couple of minutes we're supposed to come up from here. Okay, Moko take this one quickly before we come out from inside studio. Hello, good evening.
What you making?
I
forgot something. You know people wait disappoint fast.
Which people?
Now tell tailoring. People they do tailoring. You know why do not now make a rock come up about?
Okay, the best way you disappoint na him pursue come out for about.
Yeah, Moga disappoint the man. Yeah, so we promise him say everything go dey just Saturday on that Friday.
You see, leave me a bit.
So now what you and your guy do? You can't run come Port Harcourt.
I tell you him now. Even the imagine that I don't go for the full pastoral work. He don't live terrorist. Now we disappoint person.
It is a one person Congo become a finalist.
You know well.
Tell us there can be lie, eh?
Oh God, this is Shishi. Okay, all right, thank you. Oh God, Oshishi.
God go help.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Hello.
Ale Pepe.
Good evening, for this Kaja evening.
Yeah, evening.
My sister in the road, you're welcome.
Abadi.
Idioko, Amenyong.
Amenyong. What's what you went?
Huh?
Did I spark into? Eh?
I don't know.
You understand it?
It's your English, eh? Are a disappointment for where you do.
Okay, but continue now.
Okay, should I continue?
Continue.
Should I sing a song?
Yes.
Oh, I wish you how many Christmas? I wish you. A bit maybe like that.
Continue now.
Continue now. Continuation.
I will. Oh, look at the shag yourself. Oh my God. Let's go to this palaba because this palaba is very, very critical.
Okay.
Go.
It is very, very authentic and serious issue that needs right again. Huh? So now today now, and now they call the caterer. The caterer let her know say palaba the boss. The food no go there again tomorrow. You know good though. If na me, what I go do? Immediately I want you. I go call you. I go talk to you very, very politely. I no go vex. I no go let you inside the vex. I will just drive. We enter any fast food so they near your area. I go. Tell them, see what I want, see what I want, see what I want. So present there, you go sign and there because now you go pay. My wedding no go remain like that. Now my happiest day, it won't come bring tears for me. But that I go, you no go walk.
Okay.
You go just do them like that so that everything go work out well because this is all wicked. What do they call this thing? Now wicked. So if the woman no call him, if you call the woman tell her to see what happen, I no go feel me top. Some people they just open eye the wicked person.
Okay. All right.
I don't like it, man.
All right, thank you.
Thankful.
Okay, 0817-000-951 and 0810-951-0951. Okay, for this Sunday we get Arinze Baba, one of Port Harcourt finest, one of the best comedians in the city of Port Harcourt. In fact, in South at large, Arinze Baba they doing event this coming Sunday, and that's December 1st, and it happened for Aztec Arcom. So Arinze, the host, they call them the gods must be crazy. The gods must, if you don't watch that film, that
all those ugly
people, film those days, anyone do them for stage, so you go just come enjoy, have time, have fun with your family. So I think Godons go dey there, Agodai go dey there, Princess Ekaya, down the Humorous, the Stalker, a lot of plenty people will go dey there live and direct, wait there for the build, go dey there to support Arinze Baba. So make you also come support Arinze on Sunday. The tickets them no dey expensive, so make you come outside. Yes. I think regular is 5,000 and VIP is 10,000. Then a table should be about 300,000 or thereabout. So just come out on Sunday, Port Harcourt. Let's celebrate and support our own son Arinze Baba. So make you know me some. The gods must be crazy. Cause see, as gods they take grace on Sunday. So more questions, phone line back. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Yeah.
Good evening.
Evening, my dear.
Was talking to your manager, man?
Yeah, evening, dear. How now?
Bye.
What's your name and where they call us from?
What's your name?
Mary.
Okay, Mary. Where they come from?
Port Harcourt.
Okay. From Port Harcourt.
Christmas song.
I am sing. I don't say you go. Your voice good. Well, go sing.
Go sing way.
Okay, let me sing.
Song.
On the birthday Christmas, my true love sent to me. A partridge in a pear tree. And I started the Christmas, my true love sent to me.
Nketam.
Now, like you don't know the song. You don't know the song. Mary.
Why they disgrace me like this now? Can't you just cover me
Mary,
up?
stop.
Can't you just cover
You
me
don't know
up?
the song. I know say this girl don't be you senior ram or you senior ram. You know even sabi.
I know the song.
Better Christmas song.
I can song this sing.
This song go
Yes.
this sing. This is na Christmas song.
It's a Christmas song.
Eh?
Oh, it's
And the sound like worship song.
the song sweet. You know
You
the
don't
song.
know am.
Forget.
No,
I don't
no,
know but I know the rhythm. I know the rhythm.
Rhythm waiting.
Rhythm.
Nah, the radio station. They know the rhythm. Now see song where this girl carry come out.
The song sweet.
That's what
On
I
the
heard.
cross, that again, I don't know the
On the cross.
Forget I'm young. Leave him.
Wait till cause I cross. Cause I Christmas.
Leave him now. I'm not. So, it is way. So.
Not barely on the cross. On the fowl. On the rice. You see this one? He said on the cross. He can't even change your voice. Lie.
I want sing and I don't face.
You know fit.
I don't go sing again.
The lie. He said no, he don't go. He don't face. He don't go sing. No lie. No sabi him. No sabi the song. Make it just Mary. Better Christmas girl. Better Christmas. Hey. Hello.
God I see you.
Hello.
Yes.
M of God. Good evening.
Is that waiting?
M of God.
M of God.
Which one M of God one?
No be the man of God. The pastor.
Which one come be?
Him of God.
Come.
See. We don't there. About here.
My husband they yam me say I cannot sing that song.
No, I see him for vision now. He's a big singer for that time, but now when you come old, you know, he's a big singer again.
Which kind of vision?
I think it.
Kind of vision. You know, chop sleep.
You know, chop sleep.
And a hunger, no be vision.
Now dream is no be vision.
No, that time.
Say.
Gonna leave me. What be your name?
My name is Shankichi.
Hey.
It is way. You see the name?
Oh, Baba.
Egbeda, hey, now.
Egbeda.
Egbeda, now. Emo local government.
God bless you.
The Christmas on the hold for that kind of side now.
Christmas Day. We don't see. Christmas Day, we don't buy yam, buy goat. But what do we never buy in our rice?
Man, see the can't tell that they used to do Christmas for us like yam and goat. Now New Year festival.
It's a jam and goat.
No difference. No difference between December and New Year Christmas. New Year festival.
Yeah, do yam feast. Yam feast. No be even festival.
Don't worry.
No touch am, leave am.
I want to sing my Christmas song.
You go fit?
Huh?
No singing by the song here. Machine.
Ebe the Christmas song.
No, I want to sing Nigeria own, Santa Claus own, and Ebe their own.
I can take it. That's the now.
Nothing do you. Fire down.
1, 2, go.
They home and face.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. Hooray. I never sing that.
Try.
And a person Papa be this.
See, you know, for this the way you do now, they're supposed to banish you. They're supposed to banish you from our community. And you're going to return January 2nd.
Jeez, Akpaniko.
Now me get December. My name is Christmas.
Can you imagine? Oh God, saying the Christmas.
For that woman waits upon, for that caretaker waits upon people who want to do wedding. So it's now when Ebeda after saying me the crowd come Ebeda. Making come stay small, making I come down small because I go tell me say my happiest day. Let's say 2 days before my happiest day, they can tell me say this one, that one.
Not be 2 days or not a day.
Like a day
in the evening, less than 24 hours.
Less than 24 hours. They tell me story 1, story 2. I go tell you story 30 because now you go call Aboki. You go so 1/3 and maybe you go put leg.
Okay, now.
You go the track and they go.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. 081700000951 and 0810-9510951. Okay. Maybe next week we'll look at that one. Where would you want to spend your Christmas?
Oh, jeez.
We'll look at it next week. Hello. Where would you want to spend
your Christmas
holiday? It's not holiday. It's holiday.
It's
holiday.
No. What are you talking about now? It is holiday. Holiday.
Down this thing, pop everything what they do. I'm doing polished.
What does you mean?
Polished.
Holiday. That person name.
Sort of way Aboki. Polished.
Spell the holiday. Wait.
Holiday. Holiday.
Spirit.
When you want to pronounce it, you raise your oral groove.
Oral groove
up a little bit.
Wait, the groove
so that the the tongue can hit the roof of your petlet.
Petlet. Is it petlet? What's it mean petlet?
No, be Pontius Pilate. I don't know what it is. Pontius Pilate.
Petlet.
You when you want to call the petlet, let your
it
tongue.
Is called a petal.
Your tongue petal waiting a flower.
Upper petal.
You want to teach me medicine? Something I studied in school.
But you know, it's not petal, it's petal.
Good evening.
Evening, no.
And I don't make people laugh that you.
They argue with me.
Good evening.
Evening, no. What will be your name?
Today, this is Barry calling from there.
Good evening.
You say you be who?
Barry.
Yeah. What you live going to do for inside Uniport one? Body no dead again. This thing. Welcome.
Yeah, well done, sir. If now me, I could just say make the woman will disappoint. Make him just buy one bag of Gary. Then carry small disabled plate with rubber spoon. Make people come drink Gary the next day.
Che.
But I think it as you.
Che, Ogoni man, don't say when the country Gary that day. Oh, can you? Well, hello, good evening.
What happened now?
Pastor. Is it a teta? Is it a neta? No, Opa meta. Opa teta.
No, Kiweka.
That's it. On I think nobody is a plate on for English. I think. For your. I know that destiny.
Welcome.
Destiny.
I think the Christmas song don't inspire now.
It never inspire now.
Sing, you fear.
You fear.
I know that the first Christmas we go celebrate with this.
You fear.
Is it?
The first Christmas we go celebrate with this. That's why they fear. Sing.
They fear, baby.
Try Jesus.
See the way you call him Mary, say she go to fix.
The first letter, me.
You know, one thing according to the note tonight.
Okay, but continue.
Me. That's what they teach me.
Okay. But talk quick, one go house. Now your business.
Is it your time?
Talk quick, one go house.
This is a 1 hour walk. When I come 1 hour, so that brace, I'll be fire brace. 10 minutes. And I take 15 minutes, go house.
I will cut you. I did the 10 minutes talk quick, you don't want to talk.
Is it
hello?
15 minutes, go house.
Hello?
Not if me. Say, this can you survive this time?
I check time. We dey go house.
May they sing song there.
How it is 5:50 dot. We don't go
cut
house.
you off like toothpick.
So
commandment. You got it?
Yeah.
Talk quick, oh.
That's not cut off, man.
Talk quick, oh.
Yeah. What did I even cut to talk? I don't even know, but I do. I think that's good as they come.
Thank you. Bye. Okay. All right, but not wasting time. Just for the last time, this Sunday, Arinze Baba, the gods must be crazy. Make you come see as gods. They take crazy. Only a reason I know, and that day go show us. So just come, Aztec come to the venue and 4 p.m. Now the time, live and direct. Other comedians will go there, go dance, Arinze, I go die. Princess Ekaya, Dan the humorous, Fonyo Deme, everybody then go there live and direct. So come this Sunday 4 p.m. for Aztec come. Just go checking the money for your tickets, and God bless you.
God bless you.
Jace,
we saw we concur. You're still on Monday.
All right, sir. Bye bye for now. Bye bye. Good evening, Port Harcourt. Good evening, Nigeria. Good evening, River State. Good evening, the world at large. You're welcome to your premium talk radio today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. And I have a very special guest with me, an ambassador as a dad. So, Ambassador Samuel, kindly say hello to Port Harcourt.
Hello, Port Harcourt.
All right. Good evening. You're welcome. Okay. We're here to talk about Norland Port Harcourt Health and Wealth Empowerment Summit. So, tell us about the summit and what's it about?
Okay, thank you very much. The summit is one of its kind. We bring you good news all the way from China, America. Good news that will bless and transform the life of everyone in Port Harcourt and beyond. Okay. You know, we are in a time where a lot of persons are confused in the sense that they're suffering from health, they're suffering from with pockets, called cancer of the pocket. Yeah. Health, money is not there. Health wise, they are also not so balanced. So and now what is there a way forward? Yes, there is actually a way forward, and that's what we are offering tomorrow. You know, researchers had to look into while there's lots of illnesses and death rates all over the world, and having done this research, they discovered that it's as a result of aging of the gastrointestine. Yes, gastrointestine actually means is this organ in the body that is responsible for digesting the food you eat. What people don't know is this: the gastrointestine actually grows older faster than every other organs in the body, and the aging of this gastrointestine, it is what is responsible for all the degenerative diseases you can think of, a metabolic disorder where you see immune system fighting themselves as a result of the case of diabetes type 1 and all other health illnesses like the high blood pressure and the likes. But having known this fact, is there a way forward? Yes, there is a way forward, and the way forward is to rejuvenate and restore that gastrointestine that is growing older, and that has been achieved by Norland with the help of the human regenerative and restorative science. And this is the science we are going to be showing out to the people of Port Harcourt and its environment in tomorrow's summit. How you can see how that health challenge that has defied the orthodox field, the English medicine and all that, how that health challenge can be tackled. When a doctor writes you off that you need to manage your health, as a person, whenever I hear that, I'm always pricked in my spirit. Your health is supposed to be enjoyed and not managed. You're not supposed to manage it. You need to look for a cure. And here we have the human regenerative and restorative science that we tackle that health challenge, be it ulcer that you have been battling with, it will tackle it and give you a healthy life. Be it diabetes, it will tackle it, and give you a healthy life. And is it illnesses that has made you that has put you inside of operation? You don't need to put your life on the risk. All you need to do is come for the event and see how, whether it's prostate cancer, whether it's cataract, glaucoma, can be taken care of with pure organic products and without operation.
Okay, all right. Let's move straight because of time. Let's talk about the seminar that's coming up tomorrow. So where and what time how can people be part of the seminar? Let's take that before we go back to the questions.
Okay, the seminar is holding here in the city of Port Harcourt at Room Okoro and number 38 Airport Road, opposite Obiapo City Council headquarters, Romodumaya. And it's holding tomorrow by 11 a.m. So all you need to do is to find your way down to Room Okoro, number 38 Airport Road. It's at opposite Obiapo City Council headquarters, Romodumaya, Port Harcourt.
Okay, all right. So what for seat reservations?
Yeah, for your seat reservation, all you need to do is to text the word yes, YES, to 080 363 94752. And the second number is 080 377 98397.
Okay, all right. For the sake of emphasis and those that are listening to us now, if you're coming from Eliuzu, if you're coming from Rumodara, you're coming from Eliuzu, you're coming from Air Force, all you need to do is to get to Rumokoro roundabout and you take a right turn as if you're going. Immediately you pass the market, just keep checking. You're going to see the Obiakpo Council, City Council headquarters. So opposite it, tomorrow is the time, is the date for the seminar tomorrow. That's 30th November tomorrow, and the time is 11.